Hello, and welcome to episode 57 of
The Eldritch Podblast.
I am Margaret.
I am Jack.
And hello.
Hello.
How is everyone? Oh, good. The blood infection it spread to your brain.
Your brain
I'm
infection.
so sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that.
What that is us just getting full autonomy.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
yeah.
It'll be over soon.
We should have said this in the beginning, really. The whole, we have your blood and then the infection. That's normal.
That's just us within your bloodstream.
Yeah, don't panic.
It's the Eldritch Podblast coursing through your veins.
Yeah. And the entity, that's just a side effect, so
yes,
don't worry.
That's just, visages.
Yes, normal.
Don't worry about it.
Totally normal.
It's fine.
Yeah, that's
fine.
so standard.
It'll be over soon.
Yeah.
One way or the other.
Indeed. So, hello. Hello, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I am good, thank you.
Yes.
Feeling a bit jaunty
A little bit jaunty.
on this Monday
It's Tuesday.
evening for you.
Monday for you, Tuesday for us.
Tuesday afternoon for us.
Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah, we've changed our filming days again.
We have, yeah. We no longer film two on the same day.
Yeah, we used to film two on separate days, hated it. Started filming two on one day, hated it. So we're back to filming two on separate days, which actually, with the way that our business flow has been, has actually worked out better.
It's the only thing with two per day. It's like, yeah, you get it done in one day.
Yeah.
But
long days.
It's just a long day. And
really long
we like
days.
to be, enthusiastic and upbeat on this podcast. And sometimes when it comes to the 7th hour of filming, you do get a little bit tired.
You do.
So
You do get a bit tired. You do.
I suggested that we just do we record one on Sunday and we record one on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then we pack it all down and then we unpack it again on Sunday and put all the stuff up.
Yeah.
And it's working so much better.
It is working a lot better. I feel like I have so much more time.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I love it. It's amazing. The dog doesn't get upset.
Yeah, dog can handle being alone for about 3.5 hours.
It's not even 3.5 hours. I would say about two to 2.5 hours is a pod blast.
Yeah, well, the actual content you see is about 2 to 2.5 hours, but we're normally filming for 3 to 3.5 because we have to stop constantly for the dog. We have to stop for deliveries. We have to stop for many, many things.
But now, because we're only filming one, we don't have to stop as much.
Yeah, I agree. It's felt far more flowing.
It's felt awesome.
Yeah, it's felt really good. So
I'm
feeling rejuvenated,
Yeah.
refreshed. It might be because we have your blood now.
Yeah, I've transfused that with my own.
Yeah,
so, now
so
I'm
maybe
just feeling a little bit crazy.
Oh, what good blood you have.
Yeah, delicious.
Oh, yummy.
Delicious within my bloodstream.
Yum. Do we have anything to update the people on?
Do we have?
Not really. I feel like for the past month of episodes, we've been like, yeah, not a lot going on, but it's true. It's the quiet period business wise for us right now.
Summer is our
summer.
quiet time.
We don't leave the house during the summer holidays because we hate being around families and children.
Despise children.
Yeah, hate them. So we've been inside a lot.
What have we been? I know, obviously, we've been lots of Valorant.
We've been playing lots of Valorant.
We're beginning to talk about going to WoW.
Yes.
And
I
feel like that is going to be imminent quite soon.
Back to World of Warcraft.
I think we'll probably do both for a little while.
Yeah, I think so. I think
I quite like that because I think Valorant's amazing, but sometimes when you're just having those days,
oh man,
it's best to just get off.
Yeah, you'll know what it's like when you play a PvP type game.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have a real bad game.
And
bad day even.
Sometimes when you have those bad days, it would be nice to be able to still have something to play with your friends.
Yeah.
But, not get frustrated with Valorant.
Yeah,
So
totally.
maybe, when we're having those days, we go play WoW.
Yeah. And, we used to play WoW and, we were never competitive and we were never hardcore, but, we used to push
I would say we were relatively hardcore.
We would always make sure we got
curve.
Ahead of the curve, so we did the heroic raid.
Keystone Hero.
Always made sure we got Keystone Master and Keystone Hero.
Yeah.
So, it wasn't, super hardcore or anything, but we liked to do those things.
Yeah.
There was days there as well where I felt just as bad as sometimes I feel on Valorant.
But now we've got friends that are playing it with us.
Yeah.
So we'll probably get a full group because it doesn't matter how good you are at WoW if you can't communicate.
Yeah,
interrupts,
totally. Yeah, I completely agree.
It's basically impossible.
Yeah, agreed.
At really high levels, especially in dungeons. So if you can have a group that even isn't as good as maybe some of the people that we pugged with.
Yeah.
If we can communicate deadly mechanics, I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, I agree. So that's kind of on the table, but really,
Yeah.
apart from that, nothing else.
We're chilling.
Haven't. Yeah, we've just been chilling.
Like we said, we booked Con.
Yeah, we booked Comic-Con.
We've heard from a few people in the Discord that
they're going to Comic-Con as well.
So we're going to arrange a meetup at Con.
Yes, we
which
are.
Which is going to be awesome. It's going to be on the Saturday.
Yeah, this is Comic-Con in MCM London, October the 26th to the 28th, I think.
And we're going to be there on the Saturday.
Saturday and the Sunday, but we're going to be very preoccupied on Sunday.
We're just going to be queuing up to do the meet with Critical Role.
Yeah.
So on Saturday, we'll probably do a meet.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Podcast meetup.
Yeah, that would be really nice. Just to meet some of you in person.
Yeah, it'd be amazing.
Really, really cool. We haven't met anyone in the wild yet.
No.
I know we've organised a few different things with like mods and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's really exciting.
Yeah.
But
it's been good.
It's been good.
It's been good. It's been just like ticking over quite nicely.
Yeah.
It's been I don't know. It just feels like everything's sort of just like fallen into place in the last few weeks.
We had a really rough few weeks, I think a couple of weeks back now, and now everything's settling and the dust is settling.
Yeah.
And, I feel like I was really on the edge of burnout, but I feel much better now. And
there was a few things going on with our business. And which was just, corporations do be corporations, and they do be corporationing.
Yeah.
And so they don't really care about the little people.
Yeah, and you know what? Places like Etsy who pretend they care about the little people, they don't.
They don't have your best interests at heart at all. They couldn't get you are a number and nothing more to them.
They couldn't care less about you, unfortunately.
You are another fee to them.
Yeah, exactly. So it was without going into it too much. It was really rough. It was very demoralizing. But we're back on track now.
We're through it. We're back on track.
We're back on track. Feeling good. Feeling funky. Feeling fresh.
Yeah, got a little bit of summer left, and we're going into winter when it's going to get busy. It's been good.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good.
And
been chilling a little bit.
The podcast's doing great.
Yeah,
we announced the other day that we just reached 3,000 subscribers, and now we're nearly at 3,150 or something.
Yeah, which is awesome.
It's growing and it's amazing, and we're closing in on 1,000 people in Discord.
Yeah. God,
30,000 followers on TikTok.
I know,
So
insane.
Oh man, just amazing.
Yeah,
thank you all.
Thank you. It's all ticking, isn't it?
It's all ticking and talking.
It's all tick. Oh my god.
Sponsored by TikTok.
Yeah, thanks TikTok. Thanks Kesha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Sponsored by Kesha. Shall we just get into well, I do want to say before we actually kind of move on to some stuff, today the homebrew submission challenge for number 5 for the theme corrupted character closed today. You can't enter for corrupted character anymore. It's done. It's finished. All right, drop it. Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it die.
Don't let the character die, though.
Yeah, so that's closed. That is done. We're going to post a new challenge next Monday's episode, which is the 7th of August. And then the winner is going to be announced on Thursday, the 10th of August. Can you believe we're coming into August, by the way?
August. Feels like 2 seconds ago it was summer.
Oh my God, doesn't it?
Like just beginning summer.
Doesn't it?
Look at the sun. And to be fair, it has done nothing but rain for the last week.
It's been torrential,
And I just want to cut my grass.
Yeah,
you heard last episode and I still haven't been able to.
Still doesn't cut his grass.
I've had a tiny bit of rain today, but yesterday was sunny. Most of today looks like it's going to be sunny.
Yeah.
If tomorrow and Thursday is sunny, I'll be able to cut my grass.
Cut the grass. Watch it rain.
It's going to rain. It's going to rain the morning of the day.
Yeah, of course it is.
I'm going to turn the lawnmower on and it's going to torrentially downpour on me.
It is. What else? Thank you so much to everyone. I know at this time it's closed, the submissions have closed, but for us, it's the day after we announce the corrupted character. We already have like 10 submissions, which is wild.
Wow. Well, you do be edgelording.
You do be edgelording.
All of you do be massive edgelords.
Yeah.
Loving the warlocks.
Yeah, loving the corrupted. So thank you.
Loving the blood hunters.
Very exciting. Thank you very, very much.
Amazing.
So I guess we'll just get into some fan art, won't we?
There was just a massive influx of fan art.
Yeah, suddenly there was just loads of fan art. So, oh my God, thank you. Fan art is, man, it's like my lifeblood.
Every single person who's ever submitted fan art for the Podblast, we love you very much.
Whether
it be of us, of characters, of each other's characters, and all sorts.
Yeah, truly, thank you.
It's amazing to see all that kicking around.
Thank you so much. So we actually had 4 pieces of fan art. So I've split them up. I'm going to show you 2 today. I'm going to show you 2 on Thursday.
Awesome.
Just, out of fairness, so everyone gets the appropriate part of the limelight, That's all it is.
Nice.
So the first piece of fan art, technically, Kay our moderator.
Yeah.
She's actually technically done 3.
Yes.
So should we go through them?
Yes, let me put the timestamp down.
So the first one that she did was she hit me up with a railer. So, and she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't get the clothes completely correct." Don't care. That to me, that still looks
It's got the
so
the pelty shoulders.
Yeah.
Stuff.
And Kay does these. I'm not quite certain what the
It is.
what it is, how she does them, but it's
yeah.
some sort of generator that she has to like manually input things into, and they come out looking amazing.
Yeah.
Like I love everything about this. It's like the watercolor pink and the purple.
Yeah.
It's like the sparkles, the moon on the forehead. I love it. I think she looks absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Chef kiss. I love her. Thank you so much, Kay.
That's awesome.
Kay did Jasper.
She did Jasper.
Like, again,
The blue tunic.
The collar.
The mustache.
Yeah.
The grey the coiffed grey hair.
Yeah.
The hilt of the sword upon his back.
Yep. And
he looks very regal.
He looks very regal.
Very regal.
Especially in the face. I feel like the face has really captured Jasper.
I feel like it has as well.
Like, and the hair. I feel like the hair's really captured Jasper as well. And
I just love the coat.
Yeah.
I
agree.
The big thing about Jasper.
And you always mentioned like the high collar, and that's a high collar.
That do be high collar.
That do be high collaring.
That's touching his earlobes.
I think again that is just such a great depiction of Jasper. Like truly, it really is.
And the last.
And finally, she did Priestess.
The TRP, the Red Priestess.
She did TRP, and you look at that and you're like, yeah, she's a vampire.
Yeah, she's a vampire. Yeah,
you know what I mean? That is vampire.
She do be a vampire.
She do be vampiring though. You know what I mean?
Vamping.
And again, I think like the background she's put in and like the red smoke. My God.
Sick.
Wonderful. Absolutely stunning. Gorgeous. 10 out of 10.
Beautiful.
She's got like the piercings as well. I think looks absolutely gorgeous. Kay is actually taking commissions at the minute as well.
Yeah, and the cheapest chips
They're
as well.
so fucking cheap, I can swear now. So there's 2 different versions of what she does. So the ones you're looking at here, these are the enhanced ones. So they have the background, they have the lighting changes, they have the shading, and this is only £10.
Yes,
£10 pounds, and then
British pounds.
The basic version. If I remember, I'll put in a picture of what the basic version looks like.
Let me pop that in for you.
They're exactly the same. You just don't have like the background and the bokeh and stuff like that. But again, £5. That's
£5.
That's absolutely insane.
You can go and get yourself some cheesy chips. That'd be £5, please. Or you can have some commissions of your character.
Your D&D character, and I know she's gotten a few, and everyone's really loved them.
Yeah.
That her commissions are currently open on our Discord.
Yep.
There is a commissions channel you can go in. You'll see her thread there.
Yeah, Artist Sally.
Hit her up.
Get yourselves in there.
It really, really helps. You have no idea how much it helps. So thank you, Kay.
Join the Discord.
Join.
And
then the next piece of fan art. So this isn't necessarily fan art. This was a commission.
This is like fan.
This is like Inception a little bit.
Yeah, this is like fanception.
Yeah.
Because
God, many moons ago,
long
now,
ago in a galaxy far, far away,
we did a video where we randomly rolled dice to make characters, and we came up with a Rune Knight fighter Furbolg who we called Deep Rune. We were like, anyone can have these characters, go ahead.
Yeah.
And there was quite a bit of fan art done for her. I remember Booger Queen.
Yeah.
Booger Queen Draws did a version of Deep Rune.
Yeah.
Sherry did a version of Deep Rune.
Yeah.
And Sherry was like, who is a member of our community and also one of our mods, said, I'm going to actually play Deep Rune in a campaign.
Yeah.
And then Sherry commissioned Axnisseroxin in our Discord to do a commission of Deep Rune, and just look at it.
This is the commission of Deep Rune, which is Sherry's character that she is playing in a campaign of a character that we made upon the podcast.
We randomly rolled on the podcast. And again, I feel like, first of all, I love Axnie's style.
It's so cool.
It's absolutely gorgeous. I love
the pose.
I love the pose.
Like the grasping
I feel like,
of the eye.
And you know, I think she's crying. She looks like she's lamenting at the very least.
Is she lamenting, or is this the moment that she lost her eye? Oh, because she has one ruined eye. Doesn't she?
Yes, she does.
And maybe it's like after the battle where she lost her eye, and she's like grasping at something. I don't know, that might be just a lie. I don't know.
To me, it looks like she's lamenting.
Potentially.
But I again, this is very close to what the Hero Forge version that Sherry did, and I love like the white in the front of the hair, the green eye, the massive sword.
Huge.
I can
sword.
feel like the emotion through this, and I just love. I love how simple the background is, but then you have the moon like
just
in the background highlighting it. Beautiful.
It's like
beautifully
so
done.
simple but so awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. It's masterful.
Is this the moment that she lost? Because the whole thing was like she lost like her people, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And she needed to get like, I don't know, the sacred runic texts to us. Like
I think Sherry might have changed it a little bit.
She might have,
yeah.
but like for our canon.
Yeah.
Could be that moment.
Yeah, I you know what? I probably should have asked what the situation was in this, so we didn't have to speculate.
We'll give you an update.
But yeah, I think that is absolutely 10 out of 10.
Sick.
Gorgeous.
Awesome.
I love that there is a lot of Inception going on in here.
Yeah, love this.
To be honest. So, Axnisseroxin also has commissions open in the Discord. They have linked to like a Tumblr link specifically. I will put that in the description below as well. But do check out our Discord because they do have a thread open as well. And thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank every single person who's ever done fan art.
Oh my god, truly thank you.
It's amazing that we can show these and show off your work.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know a lot of artists have had success from what success or just been able to pay their bills easier that month because of so many people in the community. You've got so many characters that like you've got a community there of people who just love D&D and love their characters to the point where they do want to get commissions. So go and support these artists.
Please do. You make such a huge difference every single time you commission an independent artist. And the same goes for small businesses. We have dice makers, we have sticker makers, we have people with Etsy shops. We have an Etsy shop. It helps more than you would ever know.
It's all in there. So head into Artist Alley, head into the Shameless Plugs area, and just
get some commissions and have a browse.
Thinking about it, go get yourself in there and buy yourself a commission. Or
Please do. Thank you so much, everyone. We're going to find some way to commemorate all the fan art. I just don't really know how.
It's a logistical nightmare.
Yeah, it is a logistical nightmare.
These are...
Yeah, like, we're going to work out
these
a
are
way.
brick slips.
Yeah,
so these are
they're not real brick.
No, but they are actual brick.
They are real brick, but they're very thin.
Yeah, but they've been cut. So, as soon as it'll just snap.
Yeah, so we can't really put anything of like... permanent up here, if that makes sense.
That's why this is on a stand that's connected to the table.
Yeah, we'll work something out.
So, yeah,
some way to commemorate the fan art at the very least.
100%.
So I guess we have a campaign update.
We do,
and then we'll get on to topic.
We do.
If you're not bothered about hearing any of this stuff, we have chapters down below. You can skip. You've probably already skipped. If you're not bothered, you're probably not listening to this anyway.
That's why we put the timestamps in, so you can skip to the section you want.
Yes. So, our campaign update. We ended last campaign update with Hermeta going back into the town to try and steal something with Igneous.
Yeah.
They rolled 2 natural ones, was spotted, was tracked, brought Ayer to have a night combat.
Yeah.
We ended the combat with Hrungnir joining the fight and Ayer phasing.
Yeah, you two the group dispatched 2 fire giants.
Yeah.
Hrungnir and Ayer fought each other.
Yep.
And Hrungnir was beginning to beat up Ayer, and he said, I will live under your boot no longer. You have spoken for the giants for too long, and I've never liked you, and I've never liked what you had to say or what you stood for. And then he phased, and now he's just covered in lightning and thunder because he's currently holding Mjolnir.
Yep.
After Thor gave himself up.
Yep.
To buy everyone some more time.
Yep. So we, to be honest, not much more to note of the fight. We finished the fight.
You killed Ayer.
We killed Ayer. I think I got the final blow because I rolled a natural 20 and then I put the Ripper in.
Yes.
And when that happens, it's like what? It's 66 from the Ripper.
Yeah.
And then it's 4d6 from my Berserker.
Yeah, so 10d6.
And then it's 4d8 from my normal
10d6, 4d8.
Yeah,
it's plus
a
modifiers, plus rage damage.
Yeah, it was a lot.
We get to reroll 1s and 2s.
It was a lot.
It was a lot of damage.
But we kind of had it roleplay wise, like in fact I think I did get the final blow. We roleplay wise said that Rayla like stepped back and allowed Hrungnir to actually finish it off. Because that's just how we do it, to be honest.
Yeah.
And Hrungnir did the job. He finished him, and we kind of had a bit of downtime after that.
What did he say? What did he say to you when he killed him?
Something like you just needed to be patient, and the All-Father sends his regards.
Yeah, and then what did he do?
Smashed him in the head.
He snapped his neck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
The All-Father sends his regards, and he broke his neck.
Yep.
And his body fell to the ground.
Yep.
It was awesome.
Deed.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was very cool. And we had some downtime. There was some conversations had. I think Hermeta especially. Again, if you listen to the campaign update when we actually finally managed to try to get the spark from Hrungnir's hammer when he was still frozen in permafrost, it was Hermeta who went up and tried to get it, and Angerboda ambushed us and took it from Hermeta. It wasn't Hermeta's fault at all. It just happened to be that Hermeta was the one up there.
Yes.
And Hermeta has held a lot of guilt from that moment.
Yes.
I think Hermeta kind of feels like it's his fault that Angerboda managed to get the spark when, of course, it's not, but, that's his train of thought. Yeah. And the very first thing Hermeta says to Hrungnir is, "I'm sorry, I failed you. I let her get the spark." And Hrungnir was very much like, we all make mistakes. We sometimes all let things get too far from us. But the main thing is making sure that you're doing your best to rectify it. And Hrungnir was like, and I can see that you are, and I can see that you have a good heart. And I think that settled Hermeta a little bit.
Because Hrungnir he blames himself for the giants ever trying to revolt. Because he was like, I didn't do a good enough job. Yeah. When, he can only do so much.
Yeah, well, it's the same with Hermeta. Hermeta could have only done so much in that moment too. So it was nice having two people from completely different, separate walks of life feeling exactly the same when both of them were like, well, it wasn't your fault. But to themselves, they're like, it was my fault.
It was my fault and I blame myself.
Yeah, so I think they needed to hear it from each other, to be honest.
I agree.
Which was nice. Yeah. Rayla kind of asked the question to Hrungnir, what makes you so sure about Odin? What makes you believe in him so much? Because from what we've seen, Odin abandoned all these people, and this is why it started.
You said something. You said a particular word.
I said specifically, how do we know
what he's doing is
good?
Yeah, is good.
Yeah, how do we know he had the right thing in mind? And Hrungnir was like, why is everyone so obsessed with good and bad?
And wrong and right.
Because really in life, there isn't that. The only thing in life is doing what you believe in. And he was like, do you believe in what you're doing? And Rayla was like, we were all like, well, yeah. And then he was like, then you're doing the right thing. Which I think they needed to hear. I think Rayla specifically needed to hear, because she feels very much like, well, I don't think I am doing the right thing, because if I were Angerboda, I'd be doing exactly the same thing. And in a way, I think Rayla also resents Odin a little bit for not having the full picture of it. And I think everyone's feeling the same. I know Priestess in particular is feeling exactly the same. So it was nice to hear that. And again, Last of Us 2 spoilers, kind of. We're kind of getting a Last of Us 2 here. Yeah. No one's wrong.
No, but
no one's right.
Each person is fighting for what they believe is the right thing to do.
Each person is fighting for themselves. Yeah. And for the people that they want to be around.
They have been wronged. And,
and they're just doing what they think is the right thing to do in that moment.
And, like, we talk about it all the time, like alignment and things like that, and good and evil. And, like, in my opinion, in my honest fucking opinion, in life, I don't know if there really is many. You can't chop it up good and bad and good and evil and things like that. Yeah, there is a couple of people that you probably can, but really it's just like, what do you believe in?
Yeah, and I think it's who do you believe in, and who do you hold close to yourself? Like, what do you fight for? And you only fight for things because you
believe in them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
that was just something that, like, I really wanted to do with this campaign. Like, 100%, like, I've said it before and I'll say it again, like, who is the bad guy? Who is the good guy? Or is there no good guys and bad guys? Is it just, like, self-preservation at the end of the day?
I think it is. I think it's all self-preservation. I think it's all selfishness. But what are we in this life apart from selfish? Do you know 100%. What I mean? Like,
Agreed.
And the same goes for real life too.
If somebody threatens your way of life,
you're going to fight tooth and nail for it.
You're going to fight tooth and nail for it, even if it's the right or wrong thing to do. It's like, you need to protect yourself and the people around you. And even the bad guys are sort of doing that.
Yeah.
But the thing is with the bad guys, it's like they sometimes just take it
too far. Yeah, too far. They take it out of the scope of their own bubble.
If you were just trying to get your family back, get your husband back, get your children back, fair enough. But it's like when you get those things back, when you then tirade.
Yeah, exactly. That's when it goes too far.
That is when you become the bad guy.
Agreed. I agree. I very much agree.
Yeah.
So that conversation was had, and it was a nice conversation. So Mjolnir was there, Thor's hammer, which Aegir had stolen, killed him and then stolen it. And we were all like, well, none of us need it. None of us can use it. Like, would it be disrespectful to take it? But Jack was like, everyone, roll randomly, just like roll a 20 and just keep your number and just keep it in mind. And then maybe like 20 minutes passed, and then you were like, what's everyone's numbers? And we gave them. Another 20 minutes passed, nothing else. And then you were like, Igneous, you get like a bright white flash in your vision and nothing else. That's it. Just a bright white flash. And again, we're like, well, that was a bit weird. And then just before we go to sleep, we're like, we should actually check out Mjolnir and we should see if anyone actually can wield it.
Yeah.
And we go over and it's stuck in the ground. And we are all like, Hrungnir, you should have it. You should have Mjolnir. It seems only right. And you will be respectful with it and you whatever.
Yeah.
He goes to pick it up and it's like a sword in the stone moment.
Yeah.
Like he can't pick it up. He can't budge it. So all of us are like, oh, well, I guess we'll all line up and we'll all try it. And as a joke, Igneous has like a minus what? Like -2 in strength. He has a 6.
Yeah, Igneous has a 6 in strength.
So as a joke, he was like, all right, like spat in his hands.
Rolled up his sleeves.
And he was like, watch this. And we were all, just having a funny, silly time.
Yeah, and you got to think like Hrungnir is a giant.
Yeah.
Like a storm giant. And he tries to like pick
the strongest
it up,
out of all of us, easy.
Yeah.
And Igneous goes over and he's like, I want to try it. And Jack was like, yeah, you put your hands on it and you just pick it up. And all of us are like, what? What? All of the rest of us try it. We can't pick it up. It's just Iggy.
Yep.
It's just Iggy that can pick it up. It turns out that you made us roll a dice, and whoever got the closest number to the dice that you had rolled was able to wield Mjolnir.
Yeah, because it's like when it's not in the hands of its absolute, it's who it was created for. It's sort of like just tries to latch onto someone, like around them. There may have been some fucky wookie naughty business as to why Aegir got it. May have something to do with the spark.
Yeah.
But now that is dead and gone, and it's sort of just like it needs to be wielded by someone.
Yeah.
Like it can't be like dormant.
Yeah.
Like it's a waste.
Yeah.
It sort of just like reaches out to try and grasp whoever's worthy. And
it happened to be Igneous. So Igneous got it, and Igneous now has Mjolnir. He's attuned to it. He has a 20 in strength. Igneous has gone from the weakest little piss baby to the strongest of them all.
When you wield Mjolnir, you get an instant 20 in strength.
Yep.
You get a 30-foot fly speed.
Yep.
As you begin to spin it, like it's got like obviously it's got the handle and the very iconic sort of like bending head on it.
I described the handle like he said there's like a wrist strap, and I was like a Wii remote.
Yeah, it's like a Wii remote. It's got the wrist strap, and when you begin to spin it around your arm, it goes so fast you sort of take off like a helicopter. But you don't have to have it above your head or anything like that. You can just spin it, and like the wind picks up under your feet. And so Igneous now has a 30-foot fly speed.
Yeah.
He's got 20 in strength.
There's some stuff that we don't know about it. There's like he can control the weather in like a 24-hour period. He can bring down lightning. There's probably some other stuff that we personally don't know about it. But yeah, very, very, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. I like that it was left to a random roll. That seems the fairest, honestly.
Yeah, you can't just like give it to someone.
Yeah, I agree.
And like anyone would have benefited from it.
Yeah. Completely, I agree. So that happened. There's a conversation between Hrungnir and Iggy on their watch. I think Hrungnir just said to him like, "Well, why do you do this? What are you doing this for? Like, why are you fighting this fight?"
He basically said like he was talking to him Igneous asked him a few questions like on his watch.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember exactly what he asked him.
I can't either.
The conversation got to like, he said to him like, "What do you fight for, Igneous?
Yeah.
Like, what's the reason you fight?"
And Igneous says, well, I do it for all of the friends that I've made along the way. And I do it for my family back at home. I need to protect them. And Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
If that isn't just heart-wrenchingly tragic roleplay from Josh, I don't know what is. Why does he do this to us? Why does he hit us with these?
And he said like, well, just keep that in mind.
Yeah, remember that.
Because you've got so many tough fights ahead of you. Like, it's going to be so easy to just turn around and walk away.
Yeah.
So, like, in the moments where it gets when it gets tough, just think of that.
Yeah.
Think of those reasons.
Yeah. Just a really, really nice moment once again from Josh.
Amazing. Well done, Josh.
Hope you're crying, rapey. So I nearly did. I did at the table. Also, Vinreal died in the combat.
Yeah.
We brought him back. He's fine. It was a whole thing.
Yeah.
We brought him back.
It's all right. We got 4 diamonds.
Yeah,
now.
we got 4 diamonds. It's fine.
Well, now we got 3 diamonds.
Now we got 3 diamonds.
We revived Vinreal.
Thank God. So I also have a conversation with Tova on my watch.
Mm-hmm.
I tell Tova that I'm not going to be coming home. Rayla has decided that, and I've mentioned this before, that Skull and Hattie have offered her a place with them in the sky to help chase the sun and the moon, and Rayla's going to take it up because she just can't choose between her 2 families now, and she wants to be able to watch all of them from up there and occasionally be able to walk amongst them again. Tova was obviously very upset about it, but Tova understands. It was kind of like, we were like, God, can you believe that we're so far away from Yggdrasil? This is wild. Oh my God. And Rayla was just like, it's changed me. I'm changed. I'm different. I can't go back. And we had that conversation and Tova accepted it in the end. So on the basis that Rayla comes back and visits her.
Yeah, every now and then.
Yeah. So I also, on that watch, God, there was a lot of things going on in this session, actually.
There was a lot of things going on.
Again, we like to have like a heavy combat, then we like to have heavy role play, and we had a lot of that in this. And I said to Tova at the end of my watch, like, please help me. I need to talk to our god before tomorrow, because my god, Skull, and his brother Hattie are the children of Fenrir, who we are going to fight in the morning and kill. So we basically communed with Skull, and I just said, it's happening tomorrow, and I am sorry. Is there anything you would like your father to know before we do kill him?
Yeah.
And Skull says, I'm at peace with it. I understand. I want you to let him know that me and my brother understand the path was always determined for him since birth.
Yeah.
He had to walk that path, and we forgive him.
Mm-hmm.
So Rayla kept that in mind.
Yeah.
We all went to sleep. Not much else happened that night. Then we had to do the skull fight. No.
Skull fight?
No!
Margaret, how could you do this to your god?
We had to do the Fenrir fight.
The Fenrir fight.
We had known that he was in the town centre, so because Hermeta and Igneous had gone in yesterday, they knew exactly where he was.
Yeah.
So we all managed to sneak in. We decided that we were going to try and take... First of all, Josh had an amazing idea with Mjolnir. He can control the weather and control the wind.
Mm-hmm.
He had it because Fenrir is a wolf with probably keen smell, right? He had it so the wind blew towards us. So as we moved in, we wouldn't carry our scent through the town.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. What a smart idea.
Very clever.
Very, very smart. We ended up kind of going in from the side because he had a view all the way downtown. We kind of snuck in. We failed the stealth. He absolutely...
You got to the battlefield.
We got to the battlefield.
You just didn't get a sneak around on him.
What happened was, he was sat at the top of this little waterfall and he was looking into the water. And Igneous failed his stealth check. And you described it that we look over and we see this wolf looking into the water. And as we look in, we can see his reflection. He is staring at Josh in the reflection.
Through the reflection of the water.
Staring at him. So we were like, fuck. Rolled initiative. And the fight. So he obviously... Jesus Christ. So Skull the whole time has been described as the hunter, right?
Skull?
Oh my god, do I keep calling him Skull?
Fenrir.
I got skull on the brain.
Yes.
Fenrir has always been described as the hunter.
Yeah.
He loves the thrill of the hunt. He loves killing. Mm-hmm. He loves chasing. And that's the reason he had paired up with the vampires, because he just loves killing things.
Yeah.
And he can do mortal wounds, drain them of blood, and then he leaves them. He doesn't care about the consumption of the blood.
No.
That's why it was such a perfect match for the vampires, because the vampires like, great, well, we'll just capitalize on this.
Yeah.
Everyone wins.
They'll just kill everything and we'll just drink it all.
Everyone profits, you know? And he had, first of all, obviously he was a boss. He had legendary actions and legendary resistances.
Correct.
And he had a jump, which was a 50-foot fucking jump.
Yeah. Ravenous leap.
Oh my God. He could leap into the air. He could leap across the map.
Mm-hmm.
And Matthew also has a very, very, very large, what am I thinking? Movement speed. And Matthew was like, he never gets hit in combat. He's a rogue. He stays at the back. He can be so far away from us and be fine. And I can't remember the last time he even got touched in combat.
Yeah.
Like, not a scratch. And because Skull didn't get the sneak attack
Fenrir.
Did I call him Skull again?
Yes.
Fenrir got the attack on us. Mm-hmm. We were all concentrated and Matthew actually got hit. So Matthew was like, I'm going to piss off. I'm going. He has the mobile feat, so he can move when something moves into his space.
Yeah, he's a scout, which means he can use his reaction to move half his speed away. If something
and not provoke opportunity attacks. So
he's a rogue, so he gets He's got all of these things to get away.
Yeah, which is perfect. So we got away. And Skull was like,
Fenrir.
Oh my God, why do I keep doing this?
I don't know.
Oh my God. Fenrir started chasing him.
Yeah.
Fenrir was like, this is perfect. This is yum. This is exactly what I wanted. Yeah. I wanted someone to separate themselves and run away so I can
I just wanted somebody to run away so he could chase them.
Yeah.
That was the point. He loves the chase.
And again, Jack just read us like a book, man. You always do. I think you knew in that fight, because it's what Matthew always does. He's going to run away and be away from us.
Yeah.
And Fenrir capitalized on it. And there was like a cat and mouse situation, a lot of chasing, and then finally Matthew understood he had to stay near the group.
Yeah.
So once that happened, it was a hard fight.
There was a mechanic of grievous wounds. I found this off something on the internet. I can't remember. It was there's many brilliant homebrews out there, and I was looking at like other people's Fenrir stat blocks to like get an idea of like how they run them. And there was this one mechanic that I just loved so much. And it's basically, they made it a saving throw where I just did not. If he hit you with a bite attack, you suffered 2 grievous wounds.
Yes.
If he hit you with a claw attack, you would suffer 1 grievous wound.
Yes.
At the beginning of your turn, how many grievous wounds you had,
you lose.
That many points of damage.
Yeah. And do you remember yesterday, the last campaign update I did, I was like, Jack got party hats and put them out on the table. Whenever we got under half health, we would put a party hat on, and Fenrir would have advantage on us.
He would have advantage on anyone who was under half health.
Yeah, and disadvantage on anyone who's
not.
Because he was so amped up, basically.
He's been like his claws like grew.
Yeah.
His like eyes just like went violent red
because he knew at that point
like his breathing would pick up. He was like excited.
Yeah,
the kill
like
was
the
nearly
adrenaline.
finished.
Yeah. So that was very fun. We all had our party hats on at one point.
At one point, you all did. But, it didn't stay like that the whole time.
No, it didn't. And with the grievous wounds as well, Abby has like a buffed spirit guardians where basically when you're in the range of her, you get +1 to your AC and you gain temporary hit points each of your turns equal to
her wisdom modifier. Yeah,
so we at the we would get 5 hit points back. So people who had 5 grievous wounds ended up being completely fine.
Yeah.
I think I ended up with the most with 9. But that's to be expected, really.
And a lot of people were getting like scared and trying to like move further away, and then they'd realize that they would take so much damage at the beginning of their turn.
We need to stay with Abby.
Then they'd run back in.
We must stay with her.
Yeah.
And it kind of got to a point where Igneous cast Fly on himself and managed to get up. Hemeta was really low, so he cast Polymorph on meta and twinned it and cast polymorph on his Hound of Ill Omen. So we had 2 big monkeys on the battlefield, and Igneous cast fly on himself because he was getting very low. And I was also... No, I wasn't hasted.
No, he didn't cast fly on himself. He was flying from Mjolnir. He can't
flying from Mjolnir.
That would have been concentrating on 2 spells.
Yes. And Fenrir realized it was all starting to go south, and he started like trying to jump to get to Igneous because he absolutely had enough movement speed to get to him. But you were just rolling like trash.
I wasn't rolling like trash. Josh has another magic item, which is a circlet, which basically allows him to have a mirror image up.
Yeah.
So he has 3 mirror images up as normal, and he rolls it as normal. And every time I leapt to grab him.
Yeah, and
I would be like, right, roll, and he would fucking just succeed every time. And it got to the point where I could climb onto buildings and jump to get him.
Yeah.
And the last round, he kept moving his movement speed up and up and up to the point where he was going to get out of range.
Yeah.
And I did my last one. He had 1 more mirror image up. He failed. He used his advantage. He succeeded.
Oh, God.
The last mirror image went, but then it got to his turn and he moved out of the distance where I could jump to.
Yeah.
So basically, I couldn't get him to drop the polymorph. If the polymorph had dropped, Humeta was dead.
Yep.
Igneous obviously would have probably been okay because he was up in the sky.
Yeah.
You were getting low.
I was.
TRP was low.
Yeah.
If I got rid of the polymorph, it would have been really bad.
If you had gotten rid of the polymorph, that would have been a totally different scenario.
But that is big value out of mirror image.
Oh my God, 100%.
Like humongous value.
Jesus Christ, the most value
Saved
he's
the
probably
entire party.
ever going to get from that. Let's be honest with you. So that's all happening, and also kind of all the way throughout this, Rayla specifically has not an affinity with Fenrir, but, you know, her god is his children.
Yes.
So Rayla had gone in being like, I think the very first thing she had said was, I do this really annoying thing in combat where I try to have dialogue with the bad people. Like, if I know we're definitely going to kill them and we don't know too much about their personality, I will try in combat get some information out of them, whether it's like being like rude to them and taunting them and seeing if I can get information out of them or just asking them questions.
Why is that annoying?
I don't know. Felt annoying.
Why?
Just did, didn't it?
No.
I like to try and talk to the baddies sometimes.
Yeah,
you know,
you
we're
do.
in combat. Yeah,
it's good. It's good.
Oh, thank you.
I like it.
Oh, thank you.
It adds flavour to the combat.
Oh,
lots and lots of flavour.
Oh, thank you very much. And I started the combat being like, I've been sent by your children, and is there any last words you want to say? And Fenrir was like, I have no children. Fenrir had completely rejected Skull and Hearty as his children at this point.
Yeah.
Presumably from his time chained up in Vanaheim.
Probably.
Right? And kind of throughout the fight, like, because I have a lot of abilities given to me by Skull and Hearty. Like, the Moonstrike that I have is from Skull, and the Sunstrike that I have is from Hearty. And every single time I used them on him, I would be like, and this is from your son, and this is from your son, this is for you, this is for you. And I'd be like, I know you recognize me because I am technically your kin. We are technically family. I know you, and you know me. And he very much played the game of, no, I do not. My children abandoned me. I do not have children. Do not recognize them as my children. And I think me constantly going on, I'm the tank. I need to try and taunt things. There's no kind of genuine mechanic that is accessible to me that helps me be a better tank to taunt. So that's kind of my way of doing it. And it kind of worked in the end, I think. Like, I ended up pissing off a little bit, and he tried to focus on me a bit more. And there was a moment where he knew that Igneous was unreachable. Like, he could not get to Igneous. And he had seen that I actually got hit so much. I dropped out of wild shape twice. So I had taken like 200 points of damage by this point. And I had to take a potion to go into wild shape again. We have rejuve potions, so I can do it again, because you can only wild shape twice. And he saw his opportunity in the time when I was knocked out to try and kill me. And good God, had you have hit with a lot of your rolls, you would have killed me. You would have absolutely killed Rayla in that time.
I had advantage as well, and like I was running pretty well the whole combat.
Yeah, you were.
And then it got to like the end of the combat when I was like, it was either them or me.
Yeah.
And in that moment, like everyone was half health, so I was having advantage on everyone.
Yeah.
And in those moments, I was rolling like 1 and 2, 2
Yeah.
and 3, 3 and 4. Oh, it was just fucking terrible.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
So like it was really close towards the end.
Because it could have been Hemeta if he wasn't polymorph, dead. Igneous if he wasn't out of range, dead.
Mm-hmm.
Me, had he managed to get me down in that interim, dead.
Yeah.
So then there was just Priestess.
Mm-hmm.
And he took his chance. He took his shot. And he managed to get Priestess in exactly the right position he needed her in. He got her down.
Mm-hmm.
And then he used his legendary actions in between to once again.
I had 3 attacks on my go.
Yeah.
And I reduced it to I rolled a crit.
Yeah.
Which brought it to
you
0.
You rolled a couple of natural 20s, actually.
Yeah, and he crit on a 19 as well.
Yeah.
But I rolled 119 the entire fight. And a couple of actual natural 20s. But that was the only 19 that I rolled.
Yeah.
And I took her down. And she was like, it's okay, guys. It's because I'll stabilize at the beginning of my turn because of my necklace.
Yeah.
And I was like, he hits you with his other 2 attacks.
And Abby didn't realize what that meant.
Yeah.
That's our bad. We should have explained it to her beforehand because she's not new anymore to D&D, but I think that's the first time that
she hasn't.
happened.
Yeah, she hasn't like seen every situation.
Yeah.
She can probably go through a campaign and not see every situation that you can possibly see in D&D.
Of course. So basically, when you're a 0 and you get hit with melee attacks,
attack,
you fail 2 death saves. So he hit her twice. So there's 4 failed death saves, and she was like, "No, I'm fine because I'm stable."
Yeah.
And we were like, "Oh, Abby, we're so sorry. You're not fine.
You're
You're actually you're dead."
Yeah.
Priestess is once again dead.
Yeah.
Dead in the ground, gone. Thank God Hemeta and Igneous did get those other diamonds, because if they had just gotten the one, what's already gone because he used it on Vinriel, we wouldn't have been able to bring Priestess back. So thank fucking God. So this all happens, and Fenrir knows that's it.
Yeah.
He's a goner. He's dead.
Look, because he gets like the whole point was when he kills something, like it like invigorates him, so he gets like a chunk of HP back on a kill.
Yeah.
So when he killed Priestess, he was like revitalized, and then he turned to you, and he was like, "Right now it's your turn."
Yeah.
And then on that turn where I could have brought you down to 0, I missed a bunch of fucking shots, and you were able to wild shape on your turn again.
Yeah, and I did.
Fucked me.
Yeah, and I did. And I didn't crit, but I threw the Ripper in again, and I got the final blow.
You did.
And there was, before Rayla had done this, she was like, "I know that you know me. The sun, the moon, you know me." And as she killed him, and I kind of described it as like, as she was a wolf, she kind of like got on top of him and got his neck and kind of like pushed him into the ground and got his head like as close to the ground as possible, because he's huge, by the way. And as he was dying, she dropped out of wolf shape and she like grabbed him like either side of his head and like looked into his eyes, and she was like, "You don't deserve this from me. You don't deserve anything. But I made a promise to my God, and I said I would pass this message on from him. And your children say they know that you are on this path and they forgive you. It's like, I am your last chance to get a message to them. What do you want to say?" And you described it that Fenrir like didn't look at me. He kind of like looked up and saw, you said it was the moon.
Yeah, he looked up to the sky. He looked up to the sky.
Yeah. Was it nighttime when we fought him?
It was. I don't even remember.
Yeah.
It was either day or the night time.
He looked up into the sky, and either like the sun or the moon in the sky. And he just said, "I do remember you, and I will see you again, and I'm sorry." And he fucking died.
Yeah, he died.
He died.
He did die.
He died in the middle of Gotland, on his back.
Yeah.
Tongue out. Fenris Wolf dead.
Fenris Wolf dead.
Yeah. And that's where we left it.
Yeah.
That's where we left it.
That's where we left it.
Priestess is dead. The bad thing about this is she's already died before, so her save is
12.
Which, you know, isn't, the odds are still in our favor, because
if you succeed, yeah.
If we succeed, the help checks, we can bring it down. But every role that we've done with Revivify recently, if they were like one-off actually failing, if any of those roles had been prevalent to Priestess, she would have failed and actually died. They would have actually died. So it's a very nerve-wracking situation at the minute.
Yeah.
I fully believe we're going to be all right. I still have 2 spell slots with Revivify. We have 3 diamonds. The thing is, well, no, we have 1 chance because it takes 1 minute to cast, and you have 1 minute.
No, it has an action to cast, but I won't let you just revivify.
Yeah.
Because that's like it at some point.
Yeah, you have to just give it
like
up. Yeah. So a very, very scary moment potentially coming up.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really hard one for Abby as well, I think, because Priestess is kind of at a moment now where her parents are safe and she's got Quell Thirst, and the vampires now call her the queen. I feel like there's a lot at stake for Abby now. So scary, very scary.
Yeah.
We'll just see. We'll let you know what happens. So please cross your fingers for Priestess.
Yeah.
Kiss the dice. Give the dice a saging.
Pray to the dice gods.
Pray to the dice gods, and we'll let you know what happens next episode. We play tomorrow, real time for us. So
we'll see.
We'll find out, won't we? So that was it. Fenris Wolf is dead. One of the children,
Fenris
Loki,
Wolf
dead. Yep.
And there is like a small inkling as to. And I'll give you this live on podcast. I'll give you this live on podcast.
Yeah.
Something that Skull said. Well, the thing that Skull said. Tell Fenrir this. That has something to do with what happened. What went wrong for Odin. So, what went wrong for Odin to be in the situation?
Yeah.
Yeah, what Skull said to you has something to do with that.
The path he was on was always made for him.
Mm-hmm.
Odin planned this?
But just. What
does it mean?
You can't figure it out. You can't figure it out just from that.
Work it out.
But think about just have that in your mind going forward.
It was all predetermined.
Just have it in your mind going forward.
Okay. Goodness gracious me. Have you worked it out, please? I know. Who was it? It was Alexis. When we did the update on seeing Loki, Alexis was like, I fucking knew it. I was eating my chicken strips and I sat there being like, this motherfucker's Loki. Alexis, work it out for us, please.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's the update. Interesting. Well, if I learn any more about what that means, I'll tell you, but who knows?
Yeah, well, you will.
I will.
You will.
I will. Imagine.
You
I
will.
just don't.
You just don't.
I just don't. I just turn brain off. What brain? Who know?
Who know?
Who
Not
know?
me. All right, well, let's get on to some
Yeah,
topics.
so
1 hour in.
That's it. Yeah, well, we had a bit of a break in between. I can probably cut some stuff out. So, yes, today's topic, as you can see, it is horror stories and wholesome stories.
Horror and wholesome, baby.
Thank you so very, very, very much to everyone who submitted their stories.
Yeah, thank you very much to the 250 people who've submitted since we put that TikTok up.
Insane. Absolutely insane. We have a wealth of stories to go
there's
through.
A lot of stories.
There is. Thank you.
I'll probably ask in another 6 months.
There was a lot of wholesome stories that came in as well.
Yeah,
thank you very much. They were definitely what we were lacking the most. So we're gonna do it.
Just so you know, we're gonna focus mainly on submissions, but now and then we're gonna pull a Reddit because some of the Reddit ones
are
they
wild,
are just
dude.
So choked up.
Oh
it's
Jesus,
insane.
It's terrifying.
You just gotta put some in somewhere.
You absolutely have to put the inflammatory ones in. You truly do.
I read some and I'm like,
what the fuck?
I can't not say this.
I know. So some of these horror stories. Spoiler, the one at the very end. We normally do it, so we do horror, wholesome, and we end on a wholesome. We're actually ending on a horror. But you'll see.
It's potentially
the wildest shit.
The fucking craziest thing we've read out on the podcast from a submission.
It was actually sent in as an Am I the Asshole? We read it and no, that is a horror story.
Because there's no way you were an asshole at all.
That is a horror story.
That's a lot of from submissions, as we've said before, it's not because we don't want to not read them out. But a lot of them get put in and they aren't the asshole at all. Knowing sort of that.
Yeah, and just want to have the reassurance that they're not.
Yeah, so and I'm happy to give you that.
So yeah, we're ending on a horror, but it's you'll see.
It's bonkers.
Please, if there's anything you do, watch the last story.
Yeah,
in this.
skip to the end. It's the
So,
most crazy thing I've ever heard.
Let's open up with a horror story.
Okay.
So, I haven't written I'm so sorry. I have not written down the credit to this, so I can't physically read it out now.
We'll put it up on the screen.
Yeah, put it up on the
I'll
screen.
just put credit number 1.
And I will definitely put it in the description below. But the title is, while having a character building moment with another player, I was told to stop being so sappy.
Sappy?
Mm-hmm.
What does sappy mean?
Like being all like, oh, you're so sappy, like soft and like emotional and lame, I guess.
Nice.
So great. We love that. We love that.
We like it when character development gets ruined.
Yeah, and
like
people
that.
tell you what to do.
Nice. It's real
Totally.
nice.
Yeah,
Hit me with it.
Yeah. At the start of the pandemic, I and a now former friend started a campaign on Roll20. We will call the friend Tyler, not his real name, to prevent some confusion.
All right.
So I was playing a tiefling fiend warlock, in brackets, shocker.
Me.
Yeah.
My first character.
Who was edgy and
I played at the beginning of the pandemic.
Who was edgy and quite the loner. One of my character's traits was being able to talk to spirits that no one else could see. One of the other players was not Tyler, was playing a Warforged Hexblade Warlock and was searching for his siblings.
Cool.
Other Warforged that were built roughly around the same time that he was. This was very early in the campaign, so the party hadn't managed to build a relationship with each other yet. We managed to find one Warforged who had been decommissioned and brought them to a magic shop owner who might know a thing or two about them. The shop owner was later killed and the decommissioned Warforged was stolen. Obviously, the Hexblade was very upset and distraught about what had happened.
Obviously. It's literally the point of the backstory.
My character went with him to the shop where we discovered what had happened.
Love that, though. That's a nice little plot hook.
No, it is. No, it
Love
is. Yeah, yeah.
Love it.
I was able to see the shopkeeper's ghost and translate her forgiveness and apologies to the Hexblade. My character tried his best to console the Hexblade, and I felt that this was a very deep and defining moment for my character to open up and be somewhat emotional towards someone he had just met.
Literally.
What a wonderful thing to do.
That's a great thing to do. That's awesome. I love that.
Got me a bit choked up. That's wonderful. While going through this character building scene, I felt my phone buzz on my desk, and I saw that Tyler had texted me privately. I opened the text, and he just said, "Stop being so sappy." I just shook my head, ignored the text, and continued with the scene.
Yeah, 100%. Fuck off, Tyler.
Tyler, shut the fuck up.
Tyler, shut up.
The next day, Tyler continued to berate and make fun of me for being so sappy during a game, and that I wasn't playing my character right because he was supposed to be a loner.
Oh my god, can we...
Oh, tell me you have no emotional intelligence whatsoever.
We've said this so many times before, especially with the lone wolf character archetype. Especially with that character archetype.
Only reason it works
is
because you warm up to the party.
Because you grow out of it.
That's the only reason.
That's the only way the lone wolf character arc works. It's like you can be brooding and lonely and cut off from the rest of the group at the beginning, but then you begin to trust one person. And then two people. And then the whole group become like the only people you will ever trust. And you can still be a lone wolf outside of the party, but the whole point is the party works because you've grown out of that.
And just what a beautiful moment. And why the fuck did Tyler text you and not the other person?
Tyler sucks.
Yeah, Tyler sucks. Tyler is rancid
Tyler
vibes.
Is the worst.
The Warforged unfortunately had to leave the campaign due to his work schedule being changed, so we never got to see how that relationship would have played out. And a couple of sessions after that, Tyler left because he and I had a falling out. The campaign did, however, continue, and the people I played with are some of my best friends to this day.
Amazing.
So that's something, but
awesome.
If I got that text at the table, because listen, I am sappy as fuck, boy.
Yeah.
I love to cry at my D&D table and cry in the company of my friends. It's just who I am.
Yeah.
If I got a text from someone being like, stop being so sappy,
I'd just call them out.
I think I'd have a fist fight.
I'd just be like, shut the fuck up.
You've never seen tears of pain translate to tears of anger so fast.
And that is such a, by the way, that roleplay moment.
Beautiful.
Mwah.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Mwah.
To talk to the dead ghost of the person who owned the shop.
Especially
to give this Hexblade a little bit of closure as to what's happened and maybe find some clues to drive the plot along. Your dungeon master, I'm telling you right there, would have been
sat there going...
Your dungeon master was like, they're into it, they're trying, they're thinking, they're using their backstories together. This is amazing. And this person's like, stop being so sappy.
Someone's so sappy.
Bam!
And like, especially if no one else knew that you saw spirits and talked to spirits.
Margaret, go get the gavels.
I'll
We need the gavels.
be right back. Jack, keep them entertained.
Gavels. 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 Oh. Here we go.
Hear all that noise. Don't look at me while I sit down.
Look at her.
Don't look at me. Rancid.
Get your little thing.
Sorry.
Pestilent.
Oh,
I would say pestilent.
pestilent.
It's like the
Pestilent.
The reason you write your backstory, the reason you play a lone wolf, all of these things is to grow out of it. And the reason you write a backstory is to explore it, and like it's like beautiful to listen to somebody else in the group and like hear what they're going through and try and help them in that moment. That's beautiful, fantastic, amazing, emotional roleplay. And Tyler sucks.
Tyler sucks. If destroyed, still true.
Tyler's
sucks.
the worst.
You're the worst.
Like sappy.
I know.
Like literally trying to just help your friend.
Sappy is my lifeblood, dude. Shut up.
And it's like Tyler is the sort of person who plays the lone wolf and never grows
And
out
never
of it.
grows out
and
of it.
Never fucking has any character development. And is still an
yeah.
absolute nightmare to play with in like in session 100.
Yep.
Like you can be a lone wolf in session 1, I get it, and then you can like open up in the next few sessions
Totally.
and still be brooding
Of
and
course.
not the most open, but at least have like connections. But Tyler would do that session 1 to session 100 and he wouldn't change at all.
Yeah,
and there would be moments for Tyler to change given to him by the DM and given to him by the other party members, and he just wouldn't take it.
He'd just sit there and be like, no, I have nothing to say.
I have nothing to say.
Fuck you, Tyler.
Pestilent.
I'm so sorry, OP. If you left a name, I would have loved to call you by your name.
We will have
deeply.
because we'll have put the credit in at the beginning.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you.
So, I once again. Oh no, never mind. Lies. This is wholesome. This is wholesome.
This is yeah.
This is the first
number 1.
wholesome story.
I'm just gonna put whole 1.
Yeah, this is wholesome number story 1. Yeah.
Whole number story 1.
Whole number story 1.
Whole number story paradigm.
So this was sent in by Anonymous, and he goes by he, him. Thank you. No! Did you just say paradigm?
No, I don't know what I'm
Thank you, Anonymous.
Paradigm.
Thank Anonymous.
Thank you, Anonymous. He, him, for your submission to our Google form that's really easy to find, contrary to popular belief on TikTok.
I don't want to talk about it. So, Anonymous, he, him, and the title is just, I love them so much with a happy face.
I love that you love them.
I, he, him DM a private 5e campaign, a party of 6 called The Adventurers These Days and Potion Hiss. I don't know if that's a play on something.
Dunno.
But I like that.
Dunno, it's cute though.
I have a good mix of veteran players and newbies, but a dozen sessions in, these guys could strategize anything.
Nice.
Now I homebrew a lot. I love making items that make sense with actual reason to personalize it to my players.
Mm-hmm.
The example being, one of my characters is a monk who is a reincarnation of death. So I made their quarterstaff have a milestone element that slowly grows a blade to eventually become their scythe. Whenever they roll a natural 18+, the blade deals an additional 2d8 damage that becomes lifesteal and temporary hit points that go away after a long rest. Nice.
Sick.
Very cool.
Awesome.
They
Love
got
a milestone weapon.
Live for
absolutely.
a milestone. Absolutely. And I just love like thematically the idea that this scythe is growing and growing and growing. They got so excited when they first got to use it that they pulled up my very cinematic description at the bottom if you're curious, and they read it out loud with the most excitement I've ever heard related to my writing. It almost made me cry.
Ugh.
Everyone got so excited that I stayed up for hours after the session customizing crazy personal mechanics for all the other players' weapons. They all light up and freak out when they roll 18+ now, and the party, as well as the veterans, have called me the best DM they've ever had. It melts my heart to see them enjoy my storyline and NPCs so much. We run weekly sessions that go on average 7 hours per session, which pushes past my insecurities that they might be lying, because who would sit through that every week? They make me feel like a celebrity when I sit behind my screen, and I love them so, so much.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful.
Beautiful vibes.
Restful
Restful vibes.
That's so beautiful.
That is, I love that.
To like get something, it's like when you give a magic item out, like when I gave Josh Mjolnir the other day, and like he just read it and he turned to me and he just went,
he was sat there going, oh,
It's like it just makes you feel happy.
It does. It does.
In those story moments where everyone's like,
yeah,
you're like, oh man, thank God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like people just like enjoy the things that you write, and they just turn up and have a good time, and it just makes you feel good. Like because DMing can be tough. Like,
yeah, totally.
Some days I just want to sit down and play Valorant, but then I'm like, I have to plan D&D, and it's like, yes, of course, I wish I just had the session planned for me, so I could just turn up and DM, because I love the dungeon mastering part. I love I love the bit where I get to sit behind the table and tell the story. Like, there's a lot of hard work that goes into it, though, and the hard work isn't what anyone wants to do.
No,
like,
of course not.
And some people just love the planning, and
yeah,
do you know what? Power to you. That's amazing. I am not one of those people.
Yeah.
And I never will be. And, to hear people enjoy your stuff so much.
Totally.
And to get so excited.
Totally.
Like, and they make you feel like a celebrity when you sit behind the screen. Like, good on your party to make you feel that way.
I completely agree. And I think this goes for so many things in life, especially as a DM. You are your own worst enemy.
Oh, 100%.
No one else at the table, I would like to think, makes you feel as bad as you make yourself feel. Do you know what I mean?
I think it would actually be impossible.
Yeah.
To
No, yeah, yeah.
make me feel that way.
Like, no one gives you any... The people at your table hype you up the most. They're your biggest hype men. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the only person telling you that you're doing something wrong or they're lying is yourself. And that's first of all, a very natural thing. That is very, very natural. But when someone tells you you're doing a good job, it's so easy to be like, oh, they're just saying that. But people wouldn't say that if they didn't mean it. Do you know what I mean? Why would someone sit there and lie to you?
And I don't think anyone would sit through a 7-hour session every single week if they didn't enjoy it.
Exactly. That's exactly it. If your players tell you you're doing a good job, listen to them, trust them, and say thank you and go, yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I did, and that's I love that so much.
Amazing.
You feel like a celebrity when you sit behind your own screen. That's how every DM should feel.
That's how every DM should feel.
Truly. Do you feel like that?
No.
No.
Because of myself, though.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. We constantly say how much of an amazing DM you are.
And I appreciate it.
Well,
because
first of all, it's because you are.
And,
obviously.
Amazing. Thank you very much. And you all seem to have enjoyed it very much.
Very, very
and as
much
it comes
so.
to the close, it's been amazing. And you've all seemed to enjoy it. And, I've enjoyed it. But, no. I don't. Because
well, you are. So
thanks.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Anonymous, for that lovely story.
And well done, players, for being awesome about your DMing.
Totally.
Because that does make the people want to do it more.
It does. And good on you, DM, for coming up with something that's so bespoke for your characters. That's amazing.
Do love a milestone magic item.
Yep.
Love that.
Agreed.
Love it.
Very much so.
Very much.
So, the next horror story.
This
is horror story number 2.
Horror story number 2.
Number 2. I think we have 4 of each. Well, no, we have 5. We have 5 horror stories, but so this is sent in by SpaceCowboy. They didn't leave any pronouns, so we'll just call them they, them.
SpaceCowboy.
Thank you, SpaceCowboy. It was my first time playing D&D beyond a session 0. I know everyone at the table to some extent except one person. Guess who the problem ends up being? Oh, I don't know.
The one person. You, SpaceCowboy.
Yeah, you're the problem. Are we the baddies?
Are we the baddies?
The campaign was set in the Hells, so I made my first character a bard who was inspired by The Devil Went Down to Georgia, and they play the fiddle.
Oh,
very
nice.
Cool. They also had some other instruments, as you do, but they were all two-handed instruments. At one point, I am afraid of being caught by some enemies, and I cast Feign Death to seem indistinguishable from another dead body.
Nice.
Good shout.
Nice, yeah.
Very good shout.
Take them out.
This works on the enemy, but my party member, who was a Kenku rogue, decided that it's what their character would do, to cut off and eat my hands because I was visibly dead. Upon awakening...
Oh, my fucking God.
Yeah, in case you missed it, he cut off his fucking hands and ate them.
His party member's hands.
His party member's hands.
Wow.
And ate them.
Wow.
Did he do it to any of the other bodies?
Any of the other dead bodies?
No, just the bard.
Just the bard? Weird.
Interesting. Weird that, isn't it?
Strange that.
Weird that.
I wonder why you did that.
Pestilent. Upon awakening and realizing I can't use any of my spells or play any instruments, their life goal, and my character is literally still in hell, the DM had an NPC offer to kill him off and would usher his soul to heaven. So my character took the deal, asking for his final wish that he would be buried with his instruments. The rogue used an item to resurrect me, only to kill me again and steal my instruments. to this day, I still don't know the in-character reasoning for why they would have done the second bit. There is no in-character reason.
No, like, you know when people say, like, it's what my character would do?
No. That's what you would do, you sick fuck.
The thing is, it's like, at least it can sometimes be, if you're an asshole character, you do asshole things. It's like, tell me, try and even remotely explain to me why your character would do either of these two things.
Yeah.
Have you eaten body parts before?
Has this ever happened before?
Have you ever had a affinity with musical instruments?
Yeah, like why?
I bet neither of those two things are anything that your character would ever do. You're just a fucking absolute
like piece of trash human being. Yeah, you're
you're
asshole.
Just a fucking asshole.
like the thing is though, right? In a situation like this, like in a long-term serious campaign, right? This sounds like something someone would do in a joke one-shot to be funny. And there's a chance it could have been funny in a joke one-shot.
Yeah, because the things don't really matter as much because you aren't going to be playing those characters.
Of course, and sometimes one-shots, that's where you do the funny, stupid, silly things.
That's where you're licensed to do that.
I probably would argue cutting off someone's hands and eating them isn't the funny, silly, jokey thing. But, that's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine this happening at a real D&D table.
It's because it doesn't. And it shouldn't.
What the fuck?
Like again, you can't tell me why you did this without sounding like a complete asshole.
Oh God, I know.
Give me genuine reasons.
Yeah, why did they do that?
To why you did it? And I bet you can't do it without sounding like a complete. Because I bet you the only thing you say is
it was a joke.
It was a bit funny, wasn't it? It's like
it was a joke. No, it wasn't.
It wasn't funny. No one finds it funny. You aren't funny.
Loser.
You're just a complete loser.
Years later, I was the DM this time for the same group.
Oh man, did you eat his hands?
And the player, hands. Why hands?
Why the hands?
Why hands?
Why was it the hands? It's because
it's because
the musical instruments.
Of course. But and this player was at the table. Eventually, they ended up having to quit our game. No notice, no call. They just no-showed multiple sessions before finding out they fully quit and blocked us.
Lost his hands.
So their PC was killed to demonstrate the power of a villain and to set tension. All the players at the table understood they would not be returning. His body was left in rubble and unburied, and it felt like redemption.
Did the bad guy eat his hands?
I hope more than anything ate his hands, brought him back, ate his hands again.
Brought him back, regurgitated his hands.
Ate him again. It felt like redemption, especially because actual ceremonies of burials were kind of rare in our games up until this point.
Mm-hmm.
And the next character that died after this ushered in a real moment of in and out of game sorrow where the characters built a shrine for them. Yeah, I agree. That does feel like a bit of redemption, doesn't it? Does. It really does. Man.
Pestilence.
Oh, Jesus.
The most pestilence.
Oh, my God. Pestilence.
Why did you cut no other dead body, just that dead body of your party member?
Like, what was your intentions? Do a Brandon.
What
was your intentions
with that?
I can guarantee you don't have any.
You don't have any, and if you did,
you're gonna sound like an actual. You're gonna
sound like an asshole.
Yeah,
because the literal only one is I thought it was funny.
Yeah, it was a joke.
It was
just a joke.
Like,
shut up.
Oh. Shut up.
Pestilent vibes. God,
vibes.
That's terrible shit. Oh God,
Pestilent
I
vibes.
fucking hate that.
You're the worst. You are the literal worst. Because you know he needs his hands to play his musical instruments, and that's what matters to him the most, so you thought it would be funny, and it's not.
Yep.
And then you brought him back and then stole his musical instruments.
Not funny.
That's not funny either.
Lame.
You
Lame
are
and cruel
the worst.
and mean.
Brought him back and then killed him.
I know. Shut up.
Pestilent. The worst.
Oh my.
The worst. I'm finished with you.
I'm done with you.
That has been finished with.
All right, shall we move on to a wholesome one?
Yes, because that was the worst.
That was the worst. I'm so sorry. That was the worst. I am so sorry, SpaceCowboy.
Troglodyte.
That's troglodyte looking ass bitch energy.
Yeah,
that is. Okay, wholesome. Number 2, wholesome story.
Number 2, wholesome.
This is sent in by Hannah, and her pronoun. Well, pardon me. Their pronouns are they, them. I'm so sorry, Hannah. That was
pestilence.
That was completely unacceptable of me. I fell into the trap. I saw your name was Hannah, and I automatically called you she, her.
Hey.
No, that was...
You have apologized.
Yeah, I know. That was unacceptable of me, and I'm very sorry.
You can make a mistake.
I'm certain that happens to you all the time, Hannah, and I won't do it again. Simply put. So, this is a bit of a longer one. It is a good one.
Okay.
It is a good one. So, hi, you two. My name is Hannah. My pronouns are they, them. I play 3 campaigns with my best friends in the world. I DM 1 campaign, my friend Bean DMs another, and my partner Reese DMs the third. We swap campaigns weekly and have played together this way for almost 2 years now. I have countless stories of how these campaigns have made me feel connected to them, seen for who I am, and given rise to some of the coolest creative projects I've ever been a part of.
Amazing.
If that isn't D&D, I don't know what
I don't know what is, baby. Tell you what is D&D. Eating someone's hands.
Yeah. Hannah, is there hand eating in this? If not, I don't hear it.
Has there been any consuming of anyone's hands?
Don't want to hear it.
Then it's not D&D.
Don't want to hear it. This story happened recently in my friend Bean's campaign. For this campaign, Bean challenged my friends and I to create both characters and countries to populate a homebrew continent for her own creation. Our player characters are all world leaders who hail from different nations who were attending an Olympic-style World Games where the apocalypse began. Killer premise, right? And she pulled it off brilliantly. I could go on and on about this campaign, really. I love that. Love that you're being the hype man.
The hype man?
All of us poured a ton of work into our characters and our countries, and it really shows. My character, Ruyi, a Yanti barbarian, is the Khan of a socialist warrior nation. Think the Mongols meet the Mandalorians.
Awesome.
That has a long-standing beef with the other nations of the continent. As part of the ongoing apocalypse, they've agreed to remain on the mainland to support the other 2 PCs as they prepare for war. This was a very difficult decision for them to make. Before this, they have never been outside of their home country, and because of the circumstances, they had to send all of their own people home without them, including their closest friends and advisors, as well as their girlfriend, a bugbear named Hella. In our last session, the 3 PCs were thrust into a dream realm, where their subconscious thoughts and desires had a huge effect on the environment. Very cool.
Nice. A
lot of very weird and funny things happened as a result of us having certain thoughts. For example, accidentally deaging? D-E-A-G-I-N-G?
D-E-A-G-I-N-G?
Deaging? De-aging. It's de-aging.
Okay.
De-aging.
De-aging.
Yeah, like going younger.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Would de-aging have a hyphen?
I don't know, but it works.
Apparently it doesn't.
If I had just read the context.
De-age, yeah.
Accidentally de-aging because we remembered something that happened when we were young.
Nice.
Yeah, if I just read 5 more words.
De-agging?
Accidentally hopping over to another NPC's dream because we thought about them, or accidentally summoning food because someone wondered aloud if we could eat when we were there. I love that.
Love that.
My character Rui is very smart, but has a fairly low wisdom score, and so had the least amount of control over how their thoughts were manifesting. Over the course of our conversation, their thoughts returned to their home, and they became very homesick. As a result, all of the PCs were transported to a memory where Rui was surrounded by their friends and loved ones, sharing a night with the people they considered their family. Now, although I am a very emotional player who cries over everything,
yes,
Margaret, Rui rarely does. They're a very calm and stoic character, usually silently internalizing their emotions instead of expressing them outwardly. But being surrounded by the people they love and who they miss so dearly made them tear up, and me as well. These are NPCs who were a huge part of the game until a few months ago, and I feel Rui's love and longing for them very genuinely. Very gently. Then, as they were standing there taking in the scene, the 2 other PCs came up to comfort them. One of them is a queen of a nation that has historically been enemies to Rui's people. The other is a queen of a nation rife with its own problems who is deeply missing her own 7-year-old son. But in that moment, they put aside all their own baggage to gently put their hands on Rui's shoulders and assure them that they would see their family again. These PCs are still getting to know each other. Up until now, our characters have mostly been allies and acquaintances, but for me, this is when it truly became clear that we are friends. It was a huge moment to be so vulnerable with them and to have them reach out and say, we know how you're feeling, we are here for you, and we are okay. And it's going to be okay. It was a small moment in a campaign rife with extraordinary roleplay, but it still brings tears to my eyes just thinking about it.
Sadness.
Oh, you passed the vibe check. Did you just sadness?
I just agreed sadness.
Sadness. I'm pretty sad about that.
Oh dear.
That's beautiful.
That is beautiful.
And I think we all know that moment, right? I think we can all pinpoint it when everyone in the party realizes that they are more than just people adventuring together.
Yeah.
More than acquaintances, that you're all friends.
Yeah.
I can pinpoint it for this session, for this campaign. I can pinpoint it for the other one. I can even pinpoint it for the first one as well.
Yeah.
Like, they're such emotional, like, keystone moments.
Yeah, I think there is always a moment in the campaign where that should happen.
Yeah.
Like, where you sort of realize that...
Oops.
That you're in it for not just your own reasons anymore, but you're in it for sort of everyone's reasons now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, and I want the best for you,
Yeah.
which means we're going to have to figure out your shit. And I want the best for you, so we're going to have to fucking figure out your shit. And you just sort of, like, begin to bond as, like, a family.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
I love that. I absolutely... First of all, that sounds like an absolute slapping campaign,
It
Hannah.
does. It sounds fantastic.
It sounds really cool.
Sounds pretty fucking sick.
Sounds really nice. And I'm so happy for you that, again, we read so many horror stories out there,
like
right?
when people eat people's hands.
Yeah. When
know.
that happens, someone resurrects someone from the dead, kill them again, to steal from them.
To steal from them.
Like, we read so
all the
many.
good stuff. All the good stuff.
And,
the standard stuff.
I think it's not easy to forget that the other side of it is these groups where it's best friends playing with each other.
Just fucking friends. Just having a good time.
Yeah, being creative, having an amazing time together. Like...
Yeah.
I said that really.
Having.
I said that so
Having an
strange.
amazing time.
De-aging.
De-agging.
What the fuck is wrong with
De-agging.
me? So thank you so much, Hannah, for sending that in.
Thank you,
And
Hannah.
I do genuinely profusely apologize for getting your pronouns wrong as well. I really do. Thank you so much, Hannah. Very much appreciated.
Very awesome. Very campaign sounds amazing. Your friends sound amazing. And I love this. Just that, like, the differences of the politicians and the kings.
Yeah,
and the
I know.
who
Yeah.
came up behind you and just settled their differences for just that moment to reassure you, and your character shed a tear.
Oh, me too.
Very good. Very good.
All right, shall we cry a horror story now? Yeah.
Anyone eating anyone's hands?
Anyone? Well.
We're gonna eat this person's hands today.
This one is actually really bad, but in a completely different way, and you'll see why. So
amazing, love that.
This horror story has been sent in by Katie, and she goes by she, her.
I'm ready to hit him with a pistol.
Thank
you, Katie.
Thank you, Katie,
for your story, and I'm sorry this ever happened to you, even though I don't know what it is.
In advance.
I hope you've still got your hands.
It is horrible. Hello, love the Podblast. I've learned a lot from you both and the community.
Amazing
Great to hear that. Thank you, Katie.
Thank you so much.
So this happened a little while ago. I was in an online campaign with a group of people I met on a mutual Discord server, not the Eldritch Podblast server.
Well, why not?
Well,
why? Huh?
I'm glad that this didn't happen on.
Oh, good. Yeah,
Podblast
get
server.
out of here.
We were all excited to be starting a new campaign, and we had a great session 0. Well, the DM explained that usually their campaigns were a little bit darker and probably harder than what most people were used to. We were all okay with this, and the DM also asked for any trigger warnings we might have so they don't cross a line.
Okay.
My character was a sorcerer and had a linked backstory with another PC who was a fighter.
Love that.
A couple of weeks later, we did the first session, and it went great. Between sessions, though, one of my family members was diagnosed with cancer. I made the group aware of this, and they were all supportive and kind. I'm very, very sorry, Kate.
And I'm sorry about that.
However, during the second session, our characters were made aware of a corruption that was affecting people. Before the session, the DM got us to roll a series of dice, and we weren't told what it was for. We were...
I feel like I can already...
No, you do. You know exactly where this is
tell.
going, unfortunately. We were fine with this, knowing it would come up in the session. I didn't roll high, and neither did the fighter. It turns out it was for if our characters were infected/corrupted. We also found out that within 5 days of being infected, townfolk and other NPCs would die from it. Our characters were a special case, though, because apparently we had already been infected for a couple of in-game days, and it didn't seem to be affecting us as bad. This blindsided everyone, including me. Especially me. I didn't feel comfortable for the rest of the session and privately messaged the fighter, who I had become close to for support. After the session, I had to decompress, and I contacted a couple of other players in the group, and they too were a bit put out by the circumstances. Understandably so.
Yeah.
It took a couple of days for me to contact the DM to gently voice how I was feeling and if the situation could be retconned or changed at all. They said that it was just the dice's choice and effectively their hands were tied, that they had warned all of us that the campaigns were darker and that if I wasn't comfortable, I was more than welcome to leave. I was stunned because normally the DM is a nice person. I didn't want to leave because I loved my character. The other players had asked what the DM had said and I had told them, and they were annoyed and they think that I think they may have mentioned something to the DM. I didn't go on their Discord again until the next day. The DM asked if we could go in a separate voice channel and I agreed. First of all, my hands are tied. No, they're fucking not.
Not.
Shut up. It was
Why
a
are your
random
hands
dice
tied?
roll. Your hands aren't fucking tied.
I'll fucking eat them.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
I'll eat your hands.
Oh, God.
Then they
gone,
won't be tied because you
gone,
won't have any. How about that?
Consumed.
And then
yeah.
I'll fucking resurrect you and steal all your
Yeah.
musical instruments.
Like-
But no, like, it's not. It's like, your hands are only tied because you're tying.
Yeah, you're the one. You're the tire.
There is no reason to not change
Yeah,
this.
no, absolutely.
For someone's literal, in real life things that are going on.
Yeah, like
Their
something is terrible. By the way,
their entire life has been flipped upside down by
Oh,
this,
oh,
by
of
this,
course.
by this news.
their life's never going to be the same again
Never
because
going
of
to be
this.
the same
Unfortunately,
again. It's not, and like it's tough because even like the thing is right. Let's just say the dungeon master doesn't know about the circumstance. They introduce this thing. This person becomes uncomfortable. They go to the DM and say, "Can you change this because I'm a little bit uncomfortable as of what's happened to me." Dungeon master goes, "Yeah, sure, that's fine. Like that's no problem. Done. It's finished. That's it.
That's it. That's it.
It doesn't
Of course,
need to be
of course
any
we'll
more.
change it. Yeah,
It doesn't
sure.
need to be any more than that.
No.
But the thing is, the moment you fucked up was the moment the person said, "Look, this has happened. I'm feeling a little bit uncomfortable." Rightly so, by the way.
Yeah, of course.
100%
Jesus
rightly so.
Christ, of course.
This DM goes, "Nah, my hands are tight." It's like you
No.
care. You care more about
Yeah.
like canonizing your world than you do about the literal
The
people who sit at your
sat
table.
at your table.
The person who's going through probably one of the worst times of their entire life.
Yeah.
You care more about your game.
Wow.
You're a fucking
Wow.
You're a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah,
You're a fucking piece of shit.
you don't care about anyone other than yourself. And that's a problem.
Look, I understand that fucking storylines are hard and you thought you had a great idea and like stuff like that and it's changed. I get it.
Change it. Just change it.
I get it, but there's other things that are more important.
Yeah, there is. Of course, there
and
always.
This is more important.
Yeah, always. And also, Kate, good on you that your friends
Yes.
said something.
Stood by you.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
The DM asked if we could go in a separate voice channel. I agreed. They then proceeded to apologize to me, but they did reiterate that they weren't going to change the outcome of the
Then
dice.
Your apology means nothing.
And my character was still infected.
Your apology is worthless.
Why?
It's worthless.
What's the point in even saying it?
What's
What
the
a
point in
waste of
saying
breath.
sorry?
What a waste of everyone's time.
I'm sorry, but I'm not going to change
I'm
it.
sorry, but that's not an apology.
It's not an apology.
I'm sorry, but is not an apology.
Your apology is fucking worthless, mate.
My character was still infected. I stuck it out for 2 more sessions before I left. I played D&D to enjoy playing a fantasy setting with friends and have a good time fighting evil and escaping the real world
Where
for a few hours.
Don't have to worry about the fucking real world.
And I don't want to play in a game that mimics my real life, especially with my own character.
100%.
I am so sorry, Katie.
Same.
That is, again, thank God you left that table, because
Yeah.
if they were willing to be so cold regarding, again, one of the worst things that could happen in a person's life.
In a person's entire life.
What else would they be cold about? What else would they not be willing to budge
Yeah.
on? Like, and again, it's like, it's the feigning of caring, the feigning
Yeah.
of being like, what are your triggers?
Yeah, what are your triggers?
What's
'Cause
the
I
point
care.
of fucking asking?
No, you don't. Yeah, it's like, what's the point in asking? Because
Are you just doing that because you're scared that someone's going to call you out on it?
yeah,
Like, when things like that happen, I can't help but feel like people are just going through the motions because they don't want to be called a bad DM.
I genuinely believe, and 100% stand by this, that if you ask for trigger warnings and then don't care about them,
Yeah.
it's actually worse than not
It
asking.
is worse because
It's worse than not asking for them.
You're feigning caring.
Yeah.
You know.
It's like, if you don't care, just fucking be honest. Like, but don't pretend to care and like lure people in with this false sense of security and then literally just fucking not give a fuck about them when these things come up. That's far worse.
Do you know what else? It's the lack of forethought, right? Yeah, the worst thing is it's a random dice roll. You could have said anything else. This was after the fact that Katie had told you that this had happened. You could have rolled that dice, seen infection, and gone,
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, you had a chance there.
And do you want to know what? Some people can't read situations that well.
I get that.
The
I
thing is,
understand that.
the moment you fucked up was the moment you didn't change it after this person brought it up to you.
Totally. I understand something slipped the net. People don't always think. You know, I am maybe too guilty of thinking too much about the repercussions of what I say around to the people around me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always thinking about how my words could affect someone.
Yeah.
Too much. This, I understand how that happens. I understand how things slip the net. Once someone brings it up to you, it's your responsibility to fucking change it.
Just change it.
Just change it. Just change it. Man.
Just like, there's no reason to not change it. I understand that you might have worked hard on it, but that doesn't matter as much as this person's feelings.
Yeah, agreed. That's what a horrible God. I cannot imagine being such an unsupportive, cold piece of shit.
Sorry, but no.
Yeah, you can leave. You can leave though if you want. Shut the fuck up.
Jesus Christ!
I'm
man.
glad, Katie. I'm glad you left.
Oh God.
Ooh.
Fuck that.
Oh, I'm glad you left,
Jesus
Katie.
Christ! What a fucking loser.
I'm so sorry. Oh yeah. Pestilent.
Pestilent. Absolute pestilence.
Good God, pestilent fucking vibes going on in here.
God, fucking hell, man.
Jeez.
Like, D&D's important, man, but not as important as
not
real
as
life.
No, of
not as important
not.
as the people around you.
No,
and
never.
what's literally happening in their everyday lives. Like we do, it was Katie, wasn't it? Katie said, like, I play D&D to escape.
Yeah.
And when I'm literally going to D&D and being reminded of the thing that I don't want to be reminded of, why would you want to play it?
Yep.
In what capacity would you ever want to play that game?
Yep.
I play it because, you know, like, look, fucking, we have bills and mortgages and fucking, like, you know, social things that we've got to do and stresses and things like that. I play Dungeons and Dragons to get away from all of that, to get away from real life. So the last thing I want to be doing when I'm playing D&D is reminded of who I am and what I'm doing.
Yeah, God. And you know what? A perfect example of this, there was something like this that happened to me.
Yeah.
There was a situation where there was a certain name that really triggered me.
Upset you.
I couldn't handle it, especially at that point in my life. And I literally said to the person, "Can you change it?" They literally went, "Of course."
Of course, yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Done.
Because it doesn't matter.
Done.
Because
and it was an important, relevant name. And they were like, "Yeah, done."
Yeah.
Done.
And it wasn't like, sorry, but I've picked it now.
Yeah, just done.
No.
Yeah, of course.
Because like Margaret's feelings are more important than in name of a character.
Yeah.
It's just fucking
stupid.
pathetic.
Oh, I'm sorry, Katie.
There's some things that are more important.
Let's cleanse. Jesus.
Cleanse.
Cleanse.
Hydrate.
Oh. Wash the hate away.
I've only got to...
Oh, no.
I'll just have a sippy.
You've not
I'll have a
got
sippy
much
poo.
there. Oh, no.
Hydrated.
Hope you're all... Are you hydrated? You don't look hydrated to me. Oh, no. That's our...
Hydrate.
Yeah, no. No, that's our fault.
Oh, right,
they look dehydrated, but that's fine.
Don't worry about that.
That's
though.
a normal side effect.
Still drink, but don't worry about how you look or feel.
Yeah.
Hydrate.
All right. Yeah. Okay, this is Wholesome
number
3. Yeah. Wholesome number 3.
Wholesome number 3.
So this has been sent in by Anonymous, and they go by he, him.
Thank you, Anonymous, for your submission.
Thank you so much. I learned that there is more to D&D than just combat. I'm very new to D&D, this being my first campaign. When we started, my character was a big and scary tiefling totem barbarian with a cliche backstory of her parents being murdered in front of her. Listen, we've all been there. We've all done it.
Hey, not wrong with it.
All done it.
Not wrong with the parents being murdered in front of you.
Nope. It happens. It happens.
There's loads of stuff that can happen with that.
Yep. Oh, yeah, 100%.
Loads of
100%.
stuff.
I also had plans to multi-class into fighter so I could be very powerful in combat.
Awesome.
My character ended up dying in the first dungeon since I made some noob mistakes, but I learned a lot from the experience. When making a new character, I decided to take a very different approach with a Fey Wanderer, Ranger Gnome.
Love it.
I didn't pay too much attention into how good the class and subclass were, but I focused more on what made sense for my character and what would be fun to play.
Love it.
When my party returned to the dungeon for revenge, my new character took a very different approach. This time I used my high persuasion to befriend a solo kobold, which my DM named Gumbo.
Gumbo! No.
My character smiled at him and treated the kobold kindly while the party explored the other parts of the room. I ended up gifting the kobold a rock gnome trinket and sending him on his way with a simple request to do good.
Nice.
The DM made it very emotional for me, and I ended up feeling more invested than I ever could have with a min-maxed power gaming character. in that moment, I learned that D&D is so much more than a hack and slash, and I can get just as much joy, if not more, by being kind.
Restful.
Oh, restful. Oh.
I mean, you can have both though.
Oh, you can. Oh, totally. Of course you
have
can.
both,
You can. Why not both?
It's beautiful to
is.
like. It's just amazing, isn't it? When like you do something like that, and your dungeon master reciprocates.
Yep, totally.
And like shows you, there's different ways to play this
Yeah,
game.
yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like that moment where you're like your brain just like has just expanded.
That's
and you're
exactly
like,
what I was gonna say. I think that's the moment where you truly realize you can do anything you want in D&D.
Anything you want.
Anything is possible.
You can be whoever you want.
No idea is a stupid idea.
Nope.
No, like everything is possible, especially if your DM is reciprocal as this. I love that. That just nice and simple,
Love
but
it.
what a wonderful way to experience something new in your life.
Yeah.
I think, and I think D&D has really, for a lot of people, a new way to experience new things in your life.
Yeah.
Without having maybe the risk of it being yourself.
Yeah.
You can live vicariously through your characters and do all these things. I love that.
I love it.
What a wonderful story.
Yeah.
Thank you, OP. Thank you so much.
She's OP. What a beautiful. It's just like I just love hearing about those moments.
Yeah, me too.
Where
totally.
you just sort of realize, like, I've played video games, and I've watched movies, and I love anime, and I've experienced all these things, and it's like that moment that you realize that D&D can literally be that, but for you.
Totally.
And
Yeah, totally.
you just sort of go, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you'll look forward to every single week.
Yep.
And then it's like when you get that hook.
Yeah,
Man,
I know. We all know what it is. We've all been there.
Jesus.
We've all had that moment where we're like,
Oh.
there's more to this, isn't there?
There's a little bit more
to this, I think. I love that.
I love it.
Thank you very much, OP.
Thank you, OP.
So this is the next horror. This is the penultimate horror.
The penalty horror.
Yes.
The penalty horror.
No.
Penalty.
No. Okay. So this has been sent in by Anonymous, please, and they go by they, them.
Anonymous, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So this is from a while ago, but it's stuck with me and has created a new ick that has made me cautious of certain characters. I played multiple short, generally fun D&D campaigns, all with mostly the same players, typically 3 to 7 players. However, a particular player, we'll call them X, always insisted on playing as a child, always unspecified age, but always under 13. And more so, was always some form of princess / royalty / noble. Now, I typically have no issue with either of those traits in a character, but it became a repetitive cycle, where X's character would be treated like a child by NPCs, and X would become arrogant, telling everyone they were royalty and didn't need to be coddled. However, when the party members would simply roleplay as they would with adult characters, talking, drinking, laughing, X would always find a way to make the situation uncomfortable, saying things like, well, we can't go to the tavern, my character's underage, or can someone pay for my character's food, they're a child, which overall became a constant irritation for me.
You can imagine.
To make matters worse, X would often push relationship dynamics on other players, completely ignoring their backstories or inclination toward being around a child, with things like, well, I think your character would see mine as their daughter, sister, etc., which was extremely uncomfortable for one player at the table who in their backstory had lost a younger family member in an extremely traumatic way. Now, whenever I hear of someone playing a child, I cringe.
I don't allow it at my table.
No, I didn't either at mine.
It creates weird dynamics.
Completely.
Like, you've got to understand that, people are going to fucking try and kill you.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, some people in my game like to have relationships.
Yeah.
And it's like, as soon as, like, I personally prefer to just avoid it completely.
Yeah.
I don't see
agree.
Personally any value in being underage.
Yeah, I don't think it's particularly appropriate. That's the thing. It's like, I don't think it's appropriate. And you could make the argument that, well, you can pretend to be fucking 500 years old. Why can't you pretend to be 13? But it's like,
well, that's not really the same argument, is it? Because
no, it's actually really not.
It's just absolutely not.
Yeah,
because, like, at the age of 500, the things you've experienced and done, like, a lot of the world.
Yeah,
Whereas when you're
13,
you know nothing of the world and you haven't experienced everything.
I think to me as well, it's like, the argument the argument is, well, the player's not underage. Most likely, they're not underage. So, like, it's fine because they're just acting. My question is, why?
Like, what?
Why would an adult want to... Well, maybe that's unfair of me.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, why would an adult want to play a child? I as soon as I started saying that, I recognized potentially why maybe adults would want to do that.
I understand that, like, reliving your younger years.
Yeah,
you
completely.
probably look far more fondly upon.
Yeah, I agree.
But, like, in
and
your younger years...
There's an idea of, like, a childhood innocence, but I also don't believe that is appropriate in a game where there is death, where there is killing, where there is potentially sex, where there is, do you know what I mean? Drinking.
Politics.
Yeah,
like,
I don't think it's...
You're just unequipped to deal with that situation. And, like, don't ever be scared to literally just ban it from your table. I ban it from mine.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
If somebody came to me and said, I'm playing a 15-year-old, I'd be like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Because I just don't have it.
Yeah.
And that's just a boundary that I set.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can fucking argue till the fucking cows come home, baby, about why you think it's a good idea. It's just not happening.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
Like, for me, it's just fucking uncomfortable. Like, it's just fucking uncomfortable.
And I also think, to be fair, OP made a perfect example here, being like, well, I'm like your child figure. And then the character actually was like, you fucking
That's
not.
really fucking uncomfortable for me.
And you know what? I think sometimes that could, if you don't know the people you're playing at a table with, there could be a weird dynamic between.
Yeah, there's, like, lots of...
It can be very touchy, children.
Yeah.
Like, in general, I think.
A touchy subject,
yeah.
I think, trauma and all sorts of different things that people have been through in their lives. We don't have to bring it up and stuff like that. People know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes, yeah,
like,
of course.
That dynamic is tough.
Yes,
like, to
very,
navigate.
very, very tough.
Like, tough. And the thing is, like, you can play any age, and if it's uncomfortable for people and you choose to pick that age, as soon as somebody says they're uncomfortable with it, like, you need to recognize that you have a choice.
Yeah.
And your choice is now making people uncomfortable, so you should probably change it.
Yeah, and you know what? To be fair, OP's is kind of a bit more lighthearted, being like, it's just fucking cringy. Agreed.
Yeah, it's cringe.
And like, you know what? Oh my god, but we can't go to a tavern. Shut up.
Yeah.
Taverns are the cornerstone of D&D.
Like, don't call me a child because you don't need to undermine me like that. But also pay for my food and I can't go to the tavern. It's like, you can't have both.
Dude, what? Like, which one is it, dude? Like,
you can't have both.
That would fucking piss me off.
It would piss me
so
off
bad,
so much,
so bad.
Yeah,
so annoying. And then it's like the DM has to create like child friends. Like,
I don't want to do that.
Again, you know what? I feel like that take from us is a very not biased. Well, yeah, biased. It's a very biased take. I'm certain other people feel differently about children in their games,
but
and
it's just not for me.
I completely respect your decisions, and I do take back what I said about why would someone want to pretend to be a kid. I understand. I completely understand. But,
I understand that you want to, like, maybe relive your young years and stuff like that. But
maybe,
at the same time,
you potentially didn't have a childhood. Yeah. Maybe you want to try and...
I get that, but you also need to understand that everybody else at the table has to play with you.
Yeah, unless everyone's fine with it. In which case, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, that stinks. I would say, child characters, ick.
I would say unrestful.
Yeah, I would say unrestful.
I wouldn't say it's quite...
No.
pesty vibes.
Yeah. Just fucking annoying. I'd be so pissed off.
It's so annoying.
I'd be so annoyed.
I need to clear my throat.
Jesus, Jack. You started choking on something last night.
I didn't choke on something.
Yeah, you did. It was a bit of a choke.
Something just went down the wrong way and I coughed it back up immediately.
I do this really...
As soon as I, like, cough, if I'm eating something, if I'm like...
I'm like...
I was like...
I'm so scared
She's ready to give me the Heimlich.
I am. I'm ready. You need the Heimlich. I'm here.
Yeah, but I didn't.
Yeah.
And I haven't.
Your throat hasn't been right since. Get it looked at. For me. Tell him. Please.
I don't even... Like, I'm just clearing my throat.
I can't lose you.
I'm just clearing my throat. My throat is just being cleared.
All right, so this is the last wholesome. We would normally end it on the last wholesome, but again, you'll see why we don't. So this is the last wholesome. This is the second to last story we're going to read. So this has been sent in by Jane, but Rat Bear in the Discord, and their pronouns are they, them. Thank you, Rat Bear. Like many people in the later months of 2020, we started a virtual game of D&D.
Oh,
our friend
was there something that happened?
Yeah, well, I wonder. Our friend wanted to try his hand at DMing and chose to start the Rime of the Frostmaiden adventure.
Nice.
So there is some spoilers for Icewind Dale in here.
Love it.
There are 6 of us that are players, and 4 of us came from our old group, and 2 were mutual friends, one of the other players and the DM. We've been able to play weekly for almost 3 years, and we are in the final stretch of the campaign.
That's
Congratulations. Awesome. There has been many ups and downs in this campaign, but we all love our characters and the story we have told. We have all grown from the time we have spent together, not only as players, but as people too. There are many, many stories I could tell, but here is just a few examples from the campaign. My fighter and our barbarian crafting and exchanging masterfully crafted items. He made this amazing dog sled for me and my dogs.
It's all like Arctic tundra in it. So.
And I was able to repair a sacred sword from the Tempest God for him.
Nice.
Our cleric and rogues misadventure in thievery and necromancy, where they almost got caught, reanimating the ancestor of the town speaker. A monk helping my fighter rescue his brother who got lost in a... Did you hear? I was like, me. Sorry. Who got lost in a mountain snowstorm and almost died. A sorcerer going in alone to try to bluff the Sunblight King and rolling a nat 1 and dying.
Oh.
Don't worry, we resurrected him.
Nice.
A fight across our Oral's island to help our monk recover a dragon egg from her fortress and finding out that it contained his dragon soul. We also have an ever-growing cast of pets and friends that includes, but is not limited to, our rogue's immortal mouse, our cleric's pet owlbear, my fighter's sweet and stupid sled dog, and the awakened bush that rides him as a steed, a sentient pacifist battle axe, and an actual mummy.
Nice.
No more elaboration, just an actual mummy.
Just a mummy.
There are so many stories that I could talk about for hours, but the best thing that has happened is how close this group has become and how we have all grown with each other's help. In particular, one of the new people to join the group, who plays our cleric, and me are now so close that we joke all the time that we are the same person. We have so many things in common that at this point her fiancé just gives a defeated sigh whenever we discover a new commonality. As a group, we have helped each other get better jobs, we've been there for each other through the death of family members, and helped each other grow in confidence. It's hard to fathom that we have only known each other for a little over 3 years. There are very few people on this earth that I cherish more than this group of weirdos, and I hope we continue to be lifelong friends.
Restful.
I love that for you, Jane.
That's amazing.
That's wonderful. And again, I think, fucking idiots on the internet who sit there and they're like, no, you're playing D&D wrong. They don't see the side of it that is this.
Bringing, like, a group of people together closer than... It's like, I just don't know what it is about D&D. I think it's because, like, you, like, go through things together.
Yeah.
You go through, like... But I understand that, like, most of it is, like, make-believe.
Yeah, of course.
But you still go through the emotions of, like, losing.
Of course
and
you do.
Gaining and overcoming.
Of course.
And because you sort of go through that, you sort of get an insight to what each person sort of, like, how they deal with it.
How they take, yeah, totally.
And because it sort of, like, touches on a lot of real-life things, it lets just people, like, work through things together. And this is exactly why I love D&D.
Same.
This is the reason that D&D is so special to me.
Yeah, agreed.
Because, like, it allows you to meet people. Like, I've now, like, met some of people who I would call my greatest friends right now through this podcast because of D&D. Because I made this podcast because of D&D. It's like our mods, like, I love them so much.
Yeah, same.
And they are, like, becoming, like, some of my greatest friends.
Yeah, same.
And, like, that's all because of D&D.
Yeah,
and this community
absolutely.
because of D&D. And all the groups that you've all started because of D&D.
And it's also, we see there's many groups in the server now that meet up every single week. We see after the session everyone pouring in and being like, that was amazing.
That was so
oh
good.
My God. Like every now and then we'll just see a message pop up in the group chats being like, I'm so glad I met you. Like we're such good friends now. Like
just D&D, man.
Just D&D.
Like, what the fucking actual fuck?
Just D&D. And there's always a part of me when people say like, I found many groups because of you two, like us specifically. And I'm like, no, you didn't find them because of us.
You found them because of D&D.
You found them because of D&D. We just gave you the safe space to do so.
Yeah.
We have nothing to do with people getting together and becoming friends and forging friendships and groups. That's nothing to do with us. It's all to do with you.
You can thank us, but we just thank our Lord and Savior, Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons, baby. Like, that is... Man, that is such a beautiful story. And, it's things like they helped each other find better jobs. Of course.
Yeah,
of course you would for your friend.
Of course.
Like,
oh my God, of course,
you would.
100%.
And, going through the loss of a family member is something that, unfortunately, let's face it, in 2020, we all
went through.
We all suffered.
Everyone went through.
Everyone did. And I feel like things like that define a person, when it's shared, it can bring a group of people so much closer together.
Yeah.
And, I'm certain that there was moments that carried on into the game, and moments that had to be dealt with in game that were probably dealing with it outside as well. I know at least that's the case for me, like 100%.
100%.
And I think what a beautiful thing D&D is, huh? What do you think?
Is it restful?
Is it restful?
I think it's a little bit restful.
It's a bit restful, isn't it? All right, well, I wish we ended it on that, but we haven't.
But we haven't.
We have the most wild fucking horror story left.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Buckle those fucking seatbelts.
You know what? I was so excited to put this in. I haven't formatted this at all. So if I read this like a troglodyte caveman looking ass bitch, you know why.
You know why.
You know why. So, this has been sent in by YaBardKev. They haven't left any pronouns, so we will just call them they, them.
Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry, they have. He, him.
Yes.
Thank you. I just had to read 5 more words in.
You had to just read the next sentence.
I just had to read literally the next sentence. Thank you very much, YaBardKev.
You're bad.
So, I'm relatively new DM. My pronouns are he, him. I love D&D with all my heart and soul, but I'm willing to accept that I'm wrong here. Again, this wasn't
Am I the asshole?
as an Am I the Asshole?
But it is not an Am I the
I really
asshole.
hope you don't mind us repurposing this, Kev.
YaBardKev.
I have several born and raised devout Christian friends. No hate, I love them so much. But that part is important for later. And they all wanted to get into D&D, seeing this as an opportunity to open doors for them and DM a game in person. I offered to teach them. They all accepted, and we all had half a campaign of laughs, tears, and fun in general. I always asked everyone separately for feedback after every session because every group has different needs. A tweak here, a little detail to go over there, small stuff.
Yeah, good thing to do.
Yeah, good thing to do, really, genuinely. Everyone had fleshed out characters that they enjoyed and they were excited for. Seeing as it was my first in real life campaign, I was going to do a simple tavern goers coincidentally meet and save the world. Wonderful. What more do you need?
Not much, really, to be honest.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where it begins.
Vague, I know, which makes it even more confusing when one of my players decide that he can't play, and that no one should play because it's a demonic game, and that he would only play if he got to kill devils and demons. A little worrisome for me, as they were all starting out, they had never played, and they didn't even know how combat worked. I tried to tell him, and he, in all caps, blew up. All of us at the table had to grab our things because he threw his dice bag that I got him, and everyone, we all need a place for our dice, at my DM screen. The bag opened and showered myself and 2 other players. We resolved that issue after several apologies and catering to his request for the campaign. What was his request? I just want to fight devils and demons. Okay.
He wants to do the righteous fury of God.
Oh my God. The rest of the players were getting irritated after about a week, but the final tipping point was when his character... Everyone right now, guess what his character was. Guess.
Give me a guess as to what you think that
Leave it in the comments. If you're in a watch party...
Tell me.
Leave
them in the comments what you think this person would play.
Guess what character this person's playing.
Yeah.
Oh, you said a paladin?
You're right.
Oh, you were right.
Not just a paladin.
A lawful good paladin.
A lawful good paladin.
A paladin, surprise, surprise, decided to steal from the warlock in his sleep. The warlock had a wish...
That's not very Christian.
That's theft in my Christian game, Dungeons and Dragons.
Household?
I think not. The warlock had a wish scroll. We all wanted to see how this would play out, so we let it happen. Weeks go by. We all forget about it because he never used it when the party asked him to, until one day he declares at the table, I pull out the wish scroll and I wish that I could send the BBEG to the void. All well and good, till I decided that I was going to flex my DM fingers. I went along with it, narrating as the words left his lips. A laugh was heard by everyone, as both the BBEG and himself were whisked into the astral plane. Cool.
I accidentally
Very cool.
hit this onto that. I'm sorry about that.
That's all right. He yelled at me, saying that that's not fair and I can't do that, while the other players thought it was funny. 2 days later, everyone says in the group chat that they want to meet up to play again, because we stopped immediately after the events of the previous session for fear of another outburst. Everyone was there.
Just to say before we go any further, like if everyone's scared of your outbursts, you need to think about your fucking attitude.
You need to think about how your actions affect the people around you, truly.
Like if you're just fucking kicking up a fuss like a literal toddler.
Yeah.
You need to fucking think about your
throwing
attitude.
shit, by the way.
Throwing
shit, and people are scared that you're going to physically harm them.
You're a fucking adult.
It's not very Christian of you.
It's not very Christian
It's not very Christian of you, is it?
And it's also pretty pathetic of you, to be honest.
Everyone was there.
Yes.
Except for, in all capitals,
him.
No one texted, no one called.
It's because no one gives a fuck that he's not there, because he's a fucking
They're probably
nightmare.
like, thank God.
Yeah, they're probably like, thank fuck he's not here.
We all just played like normal. An hour in, there's a knock on my door. And there stands the pastor, followed by the problem paladin. They walk into my house asking to see the devil game that we are playing.
Oh my fucking
So
God.
in case you missed that, the paladin turns up at the door of this person's house with the town's pastor of the church.
With the town's church pastor.
Saying, I want to see the devil's game being played.
Show me the devil's game.
That's not very Christian of you. Why do you want to see that? Oh.
My God, man. What the fuck?
And then...
so upset that he got sent to the astral plane with the BBG. He went to the church to get his pastor. It's like going to get your bigger brother. But he went to the church to get his pastor. What the fuck is wrong with you?
And the following day at church, my friends are called out during the service for playing D&D. Needless to say, I told him he can't play with us anymore because he made everyone uncomfortable and crossed several boundaries. Am I the asshole?
Called them out at church?
No.
Called them out at church?
Do you know what this reminds me of? This makes me think of, well, I mean, literal real life, literal satanic panic. But in Stranger Things, when they're all like talking about Chrissy's funeral, spoiler, and then they're like, we need to kill these freaks.
Yeah, because that set in the 80s, that was the satanic panic. This is literally like, have you not moved along? Have you not moved along in 40 years? Have you not, like, moved along from the satanic panic of the 80s in 40 years?
Like...
It's the same bullshit as, like, games with guns in are bad for kids. It's like, shut the fuck up. Shut up.
No.
Who do you want to blame? Why do you always want to blame someone? Why do you have to blame someone?
Do you know what the problem is? It's real life kids with real life guns that they're legally allowed to fucking have.
Oh God, don't.
No, I know.
Let's not get into that.
Let's not get into that. No, let's not get into that.
Change your fucking laws.
Oh my God. Like,
anyway.
Oh my God.
Like,
Would I laugh or cry if a pastor turned up to my house?
I would piss myself laughing.
I don't know.
I think I would piss myself laughing and invite them in.
Would you invite them in?
I would invite them in and show them the devil's game.
Yeah, but like, would you then? Okay, let's say pastors.
Then I'd call the police and say, why are you in my house?
Then you'd eat his hands.
I'd eat his hands.
But like, when the pastor gets comfy cozy, right? You've given him a drink. Would you then play the game like really fucking weird?
No.
Or would you play it totally normally?
I would. So the thing is, right? Okay. Like, let's just break this down.
Yeah.
First of all, why are you having an outburst and throwing things at people?
First of all, don't physically harm the people around you.
Are you a child? No. So let's not act like one. Mm-hmm. Second of all, when your dungeon master flexes their dungeon master fingers and takes you to the astral plane with the BBEG, first of all, you might be getting some cool information. Mm-hmm. You might be getting some insight. But what you did was, again, acted like a child.
Everyone was scared of you.
Took all of your toys and threw them out the pram like a child.
And you physically scared the people around you, may I add.
And then what you did was you thought, I know what I'll do. I'll go and get my big brother, the pastor of the church, and I'll show him the devil's game.
But then what?
I don't know.
Then what? Does the pastor pull out a fucking Glock and pops everyone in the head?
Or does he pull out a Bible and begin to read the verse to cleanse you all of the devil's game?
Yeah, what happens? Does an exorcism ensue? What happens?
Like, look. You believe in what you want in this world, okay? You believe in what you
Of
want.
course. Of course.
If you want to be Christian,
Of course.
that's fine.
Of course.
If you want to be Muslim, that's fine. If
Of
you would like to
course.
believe in the Jewish religion, that's fine.
Of
You do what
course.
you want with
Of
your life.
course
That's
it
up
is.
to you. But do not fucking bring it into other people's lives when they do not want it.
Nope.
And do not tell people what they can and cannot do, because I'm not telling you what you can and can't do.
Mhm.
So stop telling me.
And also, don't use religion as an excuse to do bad things.
Yes.
Quite simply
And-
put.
Yeah, and try and mask your bad behavior.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, don't fucking play the Christian card when you have clearly got issues.
Yeah.
Is it anger issues?
Yeah, why don't you take the good parts? Why don't you take the good parts of religion? Because there is some. I'm not going to say that there isn't. There is.
Yeah.
There is some positive, good parts of religion.
Of course there
Why
is.
do you not focus on them?
Yeah. And, like, listen to our previous story, like the story before this, where it was about, like, a group of people that literally helped, like, met by D&D.
Yeah.
Helped each other get through problems in their lives
Yeah.
and grow closer together, and
Yeah.
now they're the best friends that they've
Yeah.
ever been.
Yeah.
But apparently
It's the devil's game.
that's the devil's work. Well, do you want to know what? Sign me up, baby.
Get me
Send me to
in.
hell.
Yeah.
I'm on the train, baby. I'm going to hell. I don't care, because if that's what's waiting for me,
Good.
beautiful.
Man, that is just so wild.
If I
That
get
is
to play Dungeons and Dragons in hell,
done.
sign me up.
Done,
I'm there.
baby. Like, could you imagine what Dungeons and Dragons would look like in heaven? Could you imagine? Oh man,
It's just a bunch of
boring as
just a bunch
fuck.
of paladins.
Just paladins.
Loads of
It's just paladins.
Paladins fucking flexing on each other about how righteous they are.
Man, jeez. Like yeah, we would normally end on
don't-
wholesome, but that's just wild.
I don't think there's actually that much to say here.
No, I don't.
I think
no, I don't.
we
I
all
don't,
know
I don't.
exactly
I
what
don't.
is wrong
And
with
I
this.
can't believe YaBardKev. You sent this in as an "Am I the asshole?"
But YaBardKev. There is asshole behavior.
There is
here.
asshole behavior.
We all know who's the asshole.
And you know, like seriously though, if you're playing at a game, we all know a scary angry man. We all know one.
We've all
We've
met
all
them.
had to deal with him, and they're scary angry men, and they're scary.
Yeah.
And if you're ever in a situation where someone is making you feel physically threatened, get out of there. Get them out of there.
And just know that it's not right of them to be able to do that.
Totally.
They have no right to be able to just, like, be big and angry to make you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That's unfair. That's
Yeah.
unfair on everyone. And
Everyone.
they shouldn't ever make you feel like that, because they have no right to do it.
Totally.
They think they do, but
Mhm.
they don't.
Yep.
And, like, a lot of women are scared of men because men just blow up and overreact.
Mhm.
And, like, that's just fucking pathetic. Just literally.
Women are told that they overreact because they cry every
But
now
it's
and
men.
then.
It's men all
It's
the time.
men. It's
Like,
always men.
Look, guys, you need to figure it out. You
Yeah.
need to figure it out up here and in here.
Show him. Oh, nice.
But you need to figure it out, because, like, doing that to people isn't fair,
Mm-mm.
and you shouldn't be allowed to make people feel uncomfortable because you can't handle your emotions and your feelings.
And it's not normal
And
as well.
Look, I understand that your emotions and your feelings have been told to you to not be allowed to be dealt with, because that's like loser behavior, and that's
Mhm.
what women do.
Mhm.
They feel things. I feel nothing because I'm a fucking rock hard dude.
Yeah, you're a
You're not.
pussy.
Yeah, you're a pussy. That's the worst one.
Mhm.
You're the F slur.
You're the F
You're the F
slur.
slur if
Yeah.
you deal with emotions.
Yeah.
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna get angry. It's not the way to deal with it, and you look like a fool. You look like a fucking fool when you do it.
Mhm.
You need to find a way to manage your emotions, and I'm not blaming you because you haven't been given the
correct tools. To
you haven't
deal
been given the
with
tools to deal
it.
with it.
Yeah, you haven't been
And-
supported enough to do it either.
And even you need to find a way,
Mhm.
because the way you're doing it right now isn't right.
Yeah.
So,
Agrees.
I think you should think about it.
I feel like it's been a while since we've had one of them rants. What a perfect video to do it in.
Now get out of here.
Yeah, get out. Now get out of here. Take your entity and go. That's it. That's the Phil.
My good Christian game D&D is good and Christian.
Yep. So you better get out of here, you devil worshipping
devil
little freak.
worshippers.
Get out of here.
Get out of here with
Go
your devil.
on. By
Take
the
the
power
devil
of God.
And the devil drinks.
Devil drinks with you.
The devil
Oh
drinks
my
with you.
God. Oh, wow.
Jesus Lord.
That's it. What did you think? What did you think of him?
What did you think?
What did you
have a
think?
good time?
Did you like the mix?
I enjoyed it.
I enjoy the mix.
I
I
love it.
enjoy the
It's
roller
amazing.
coaster, honestly.
I love you. I love this podcast. I
mhm.
love it. It's amazing.
Me too. Me
I
too.
fucking
Me too.
live for shit like
Yep.
this.
There was no full crying. No
You
full
were
on.
close a number of times.
There was. But there was no full tears rolling down my face
No.
going,
When tears comes
No!
down.
no.
A little bit of Coldplay
No.
for you there. My good Christian Coldplay.
Like, literally, though, right?
Are they?
Yeah, they
Oh.
are, right? Yeah, they are.
Oh, no.
I could be wrong. I could be spreading
They might
misinformation.
do, but
I'm
you want to know
sorry.
what? They got some bangers.
They do have some bangers.
They do
They do be
releasing-
banging,
Not
though.
now. I don't give a shit about the new stuff.
Yeah.
But man, the old
Yellow?
stuff. Yellow.
Man,
oh,
what a song.
my God. Like, give it to me. On repeat as loud as possible, and I'll cry.
Anyway, what the fuck?
So,
What the actual fuck? I hope you enjoyed it. Let us know if you did. Don't let me know if you did.
okay, do you want to know what? I'm going to say it right now.
What?
I'm not seeing enough movement on the like button.
30,000 likes.
30 million likes when?
When?
But seriously, I know there's a lot of you that watch this video and you maybe think that your one like doesn't do enough, but it does.
It does. You have no idea.
You move the needle, baby.
You do. Every time.
So I'll roll you out nice and quick. Thank you so much for being here. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up button. Hit the bell button to be notified when we upload a video on a Monday and a Thursday.
Ding, ding,
Comment
ding,
down below with your
ding.
favourite wholesome and your least favourite horror. And let me know any of yours. In the description below, there is a Google form where you can submit stories to be featured on the Eldritch Podblast. Margaret's Rage t-shirt is from our Hellbound store. Go and pick up something there. We've got spell cards, we've got character journals, we've got all sorts of beautiful things there. Pick up an Eldritch Podblast t-shirt at www.eldritchpodblast.co.uk. Subscribe if you have.
Thank you to everyone in the watch party. Everyone get ready. We're about to play the crab rave.
Yeah, there's been so many new people coming in the
Who
watch
were like,
parties.
the crab rave was exactly what I
But
hoped it would be.
There's been so many new people.
So many new
in
people.
the Discord and the watch parties.
It's been wonderful to
If
have
you fancy
you.
being in a watch party, join the Discord and on a Monday and a Thursday when the videos go live at 6 p.m. English time, whatever that is.
GMT.
We will be in there talking along with you, having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
Bully loves you.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been the Eldritch Podblast. We're going to see you on Thursday.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.